Coming to you live from the ACCUSTATS Arena here at Caesars, Southern Indiana, it's the finals of the One Pocket Division. First up, coming to us from New Orleans, Louisiana, good old NOLA, New Orleans as they say, the reigning International Open One Pocket Champion, the reigning US Open One Pocket Champion as well. Three-time Buffalo Billiards One Pocket Champion. What more can we say? No other than the one that's sponsored by Game Tight Apparel, Diamond Billiards, Digital Pool, and Buffalo Billiards, the one and only T-Rex, Tony Chohan. And the one man standing in his way from claiming this title this evening. Coming to us from Manchester, Tennessee, the four-time U.S. Music City Open champion, U.S. Open 9-ball and all-around bar box champion. Sponsored by Mucci, Hustlin', Castillo Leather Goods, and Nat Green. It's Tennessee Hennessy, John Pinegar. Gentlemen, if you'd approach the table and lag for the first break. This time, I'd like to send this to the booth to Mr. Jeremy Jones and the freezer, Scott Frost. Take it away, gentlemen.
Well, thank you, Ed, and our final of the One Pocket Division, and one of the guys still kicking it in the 9-ball just with another win, that being Tony Chohan, John Pinegar, who I don't think surprised everyone who knew him this week, but still a nice surprise to see him in a final here at the Derby. And One Pocket might not be the game you would think he'd stake much claim to, but he can play it, obviously. And I'm Jeremy Jones with ACCUSTATS Productions, and in the booth a special guest, Scott Frost, and a former champion of this event.
Jeremy, how are you? Yeah, definitely not surprised myself, just because of the witness to how well he's played this week. This is going to be interesting. I mean, that lag, as you know, is all well important in a race to 3. Everything's on the line here. Everything is on the line, especially in Tony's mind. I know on paper they've got Tony as a favorite. I know you, and I know better than that when the lights are on and it comes down to one set in a race to 3. The pressure can get to anybody, especially with the fatigue that's set in throughout the 10 days we've been here.
Yeah, and probably even more so in this game, fatigue sets in because it's the brain that goes a little bit at times. 9-ball, it's going to be a physical fatigue at times, but you're not going to really lose how to play the game.
Look at this break, Jeremy.
Yeah. Well, for the cue ball, only a diamond up, that's pretty good.
I mean, he is covered. You know, we discussed this last match. I'm immediately looking to the top left corner pocket of your screen. That's just a suggestion. I'm not saying that's the shot, but I'm talking about a foul. I mean,
now, let me ask you something. Buddy Hall shot a shot on me like this before. Now, I don't know if it's laying any good or not. But he shot like the 12 straight on into the rail, into the bottom of the 14, and drove the ball one rail up into that corner on me before.
You shoot something similar to that with the long rail, which I learned from you. But I don't know if he has.
I don't think it's laying there. Yeah, I don't think
to get into.
Well, Buddy did. That's the only thing.
On the new cloth.
Yeah, it was incredible. It's actually it's on video. One of the shots. This is delicate. Is he going off that ball? Yeah, I didn't see that ever being.
That's
I didn't ever say it was going to work.
No, it didn't. It was not there.
I think he's got the pocket here.
I don't think he's got the pocket.
Oh, the 14's close,
okay.
Bro.
Yeah.
You see, anywhere he cuts it, he can't overcut it. The
Correct.
pocket, right? So,
he definitely has the
But
pocket.
this is what I mean about the running balls. Like, why go into the stack first shot? There's like 3, 15, 12, 1, 8, 11. There's a lot of balls that go.
Pick off your 2, 3, 4 balls and then work.
Now he's got an odd combination, and you and I discussed this last time. Now, Tony's real smart at the recovery, like the 4 into the 9 and come across with the cue ball. But still, though, he could have got wedged to the 4 there going into those balls.
Well, yeah, and he's made it much tougher, and he needed to out of the gate.
He's going to jump this? Is he going to jump this?
But
yeah, this shot's
But irregardless, to your point, I mean, the 7 goes in Hennessy's pocket, so this isn't without pressure. Well, he executed it nicely.
But you see what I'm saying.
He's putting more work on himself than need be, and over time that will wear somebody down. But Tony's amazed me. I've been with him all day and most of yesterday, and to see what he's gone through to get where he's at, not just in this, but in the 9-ball, is shocking.
Now the 11 doesn't go, so he's going to have to play some speed here if he's going real thin and around.
Ooh.
Oh, he played that super nice touch. I didn't
What a
know he could
hit.
kill the ball that way.
I didn't either.
Well, the one thing that Hennessy doesn't want, whether you know him or not, is a quick game. And a quick game of one pocket against Tony, he probably doesn't want either. You would think Tony, of course, knows the game better, so it makes sense for him to want the longer game. But I don't think that's the case in this situation here.
Yeah, this is more like what you alluded to last set, the semifinals, like Efren working towards the lower end game, not the top end game or the long game. I think Tony's trying to do the same, and Tony's great at it as well. In my opinion, probably one of the best on the planet, if not the best, at the around the stat game. So you can bet that there might be two different styles in this match.
Yeah, and that I think is one ball away from 8 and out. But also what I think is for John being in this situation here, even though he's already played on this table, to get into the match just to get a little more comfortable, right? I think that has a lot to do with him winning here, and that first shot didn't do him any favors. 8 and out by Tony T-Rex Chohan.
Yeah, I don't know, Jeremy. What maybe if that was a
miscue or something?
A brain error? No, I think he actually hit it flush. It looked like it could have been a miscue, but the line wasn't on.
It didn't look like to me.
The line wasn't on, and I don't feel like he gave it much time either. I know there's a shot clock, but he did have an extension. But I mean, until you're in this position, and I know you've been in the finals of many tournaments, but until somebody's in this position, it's very hard to understand what's going through someone's mind. And don't think Hennessy isn't tired or Jonathan isn't tired as well. So there's all sorts of things at play.
Yeah, I was wondering, in 9-ball, they like a lot of the bigger events where they have shot clocks, you get it a minute after the break, right? Well, I think maybe one pocket should be the same, to where you get a little longer after the break than you do the rest of the match. Because, I mean, we could all say that sometimes the break constitutes an extension or a little more time.
Absolutely. It's the most important. Both the break and the return is probably the two most important shots in the game.
Yeah, I was always taught that the shot after the break was the most important, and then, of course, the break being second. But I'd hate to see a player have to take an extension after the break. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And the first shot of the game for that incoming player, and now they don't have their extension left.
And that's probably what was going through his mind, right?
Yeah, maybe so, yeah.
Right. That makes sense, Jeremy. And I like that, an extra minute after the break, and you still carry your extension.
And sometimes when you're in a bad spot, like Scott was talking about, that rollout to the corner, if it does anything else, it just gets into the game a few more shots for sure. And when you're in a bad spot, one good motto is find the easiest way to apply pressure to your opponent. And so if he'd have rolled out to the corner there, Tony may have probably done something very smart.
Well, I would have liked to have seen that.
But that's what I'm saying. If I'm Jonathan, I'd definitely like to see my position get improved.
Right. And I would have liked to have seen what Tony would have done as a spectator. So,
right.
Okay.
Well,
maybe that's a bit of an inexperience, Jeremy.
Yeah, and
maybe.
I guess he thought he could come off the 5 and slide softly behind that ball. I guess is what he thought was there. And he is at the table, but we have a pretty good view on those types of shots just because they're natural is what you're looking for. So they're easy to identify. All right, the 7 and the 10 both kind of bank to his hole, swinging the rock 3 rails. The 10's a little better than the 7, but
there's also the option. I don't know if he can stick and play the 10 off the 7 and stick
on the 15 even maybe.
I don't know if he can see enough from our angle.
He can't.
He could always come off the 14, but Tony is not a passive player. Coming off the 14, going below the 5, that's an option.
It's a little touchy, too. It's not like the most natural getting there. You got to hit it pretty thick with a little left spin to kind of jerk off the left side of it. You know what I mean?
Is he looking to go 3 rails?
You might be looking at your shot, 10 off the 7, but the 3 rail's not terrible. It's not great where the 9's at, but
it's just the newer cloth. You just aren't quite certain how that 3rd rail's going to react.
Well, he's looking at another ball.
He's looking at the 15. He's looking.
That's because he can hold the ball with the 10.
Oh no, he. Yeah. Well, okay. You're exactly right. He played it off the 9 and sent the 9 towards his hole, which allowed the 5 to get close.
Maybe a little
shot.
fortunate with the 15 going in. I think he thought the 15 would hit the in rail and cross upward a little bit. Yeah.
Makes sense.
But you got to like how it ended up. If you're Tony, the 7-1 got toggled up, tied up. The 10's not really very much of a two-railer.
Yeah, that 7-1 might cause issues in the future.
Now, he's got to almost come backwards here onto the pile, I think.
Otherwise, it looks kissable.
It looks kissable, and really, Tony may get a lot out of this next shot, like the 14-5. You know, the 14-5 combo going behind the stack. That's why you had to go into the stack there, unless you knew the 10 was going to lay up by the hole.
Yeah,
right?
I absolutely agree with that.
Yeah, the 14-5 is natural.
He was just too straight on the two-railer there. It looked to be. And this is 100% natural. As you say, I don't see any threats here playing this as long as his speed is proper.
Yeah, and as long as something doesn't cover up, not cover up a bank of some sort. Like, say the 14 got on the low rail, and now Hennessy, of course, Jonathan Pinegar, who's a really good banker as well. He might be able to go for a bank shot.
But those actually ended up almost perfect, right? The 5 is out enough where if Jonathan decides to kick long rail, the scratch is real big.
Yes, it is. This is where I think I got to scramble the 9 onto the 14. I don't know. This is tough. It seems like I play more aggressive from the booth than I do in real life. So.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
But, I mean, that doesn't look terrible. It really doesn't, considering your percentages, like you said earlier. I don't know that that's a bad shot. I think he's looking at that shot right now.
Well, if he had a hair more angle to be able to swing the rock up to the end rail, that's what he'd really like.
He's a little flat, just a hair flat.
Yeah. And what's the 2 look like? The 2's a little, like if balls get moved, it looks like it's going the low rail. The 313 looks playable from the end rail, though. I mean, this is trouble.
It really is. And I continue to look at the 1 and 7, too, and they might not even come into play, but it just seems like those balls are, for some reason, just yelling at Hennessy that these are trouble. I'm trouble. You better do something with me.
How bad is the scratch? Let's see. If like, say he tries to kick soft 3 rails and get underneath there and scratches and moves the 5 over a little.
That's a better way to kick than 1 rail for sure. In case you hit it bad, you might make the 5. I don't know if
exactly.
You can get by the 5 or the 10 though. The 10's actually out there a little further than it looks. He's going to take.
That's still a hell of a shot to shoot at with ball in hand. The 10 is. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm wondering.
I meant the 3-rail kick. Would he clip the 10?
This looks like perfect, by the way.
Oh my!
Good
what
shot.
A hit this was.
Good shot.
Yeah, excellent shot there. I meant Jeremy, if he tried to play the 3-rail kick, would he clip the 10? Could he clip the 10?
Oh, yeah, going by,
bad? Could it possibly happen?
He's just got to shoot straight through on the 11 here, I think. He's got to aim pretty nicely. He can see it. I'm right down the line. But the thing is, he's going to try and not leave that path to be able to kick behind the 5, So.
Do you mind taking a foul 2 rails
No,
into
this
the
is the
stack?
finals of the tournament. Absolutely not.
I'm just wondering if the 4 doesn't play to Jonathan's pocket, so I think that. Okay, this looks short.
It rolls out pretty decent, I thought. Yeah.
I just thought that he wanted to get on the other side.
Oh,
of
the
balls.
Oh, I thought you meant short in speed.
Right. Yeah, just short on short as in
the line. Yeah.
The line.
Now Hennessy's not. He's got to make a little decision.
Well, I think he can play this 10 and into the 14 and stick him right there. He's got to get you. Does the combination? There's no combination, is there?
No.
I think the 10 into the 14 and stick is there. This is the problem with becoming 2 rails short, right, instead of long. I mean, he didn't have a lot of room.
So he took the extension off his cue, so that usually means he's going to try and shoot a little cute shot here, just kind of holding the cue ball. Guys will take weight off for the little touchy ones sometimes. I was wondering if he was trying to sweep the ball and go upstairs like that.
That's what he did. Where's the cue ball? Well done.
Yeah.
Very well done. Very well done, Jeremy. And look at the 8 and 4 now. The only problem balls, or what you alluded to early, is the 1 and 7. And Tony might have a little issue here. What is the 5 playable, Jeremy?
I don't know.
He's looking at.
I don't know. I'd like to snug that cue ball away. Something tells me this little shot that John made has made things very dangerous. I might two-rail kick here and take a foul and squeeze the cue ball way up in that stack by the 11 and 12 and all that.
You could almost two-rail kick towards the 9 and 11.
I know. It's not bad, but...
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he did it, because that 14 is a problem.
Yeah, and I just think a lot of things are a problem. The way that
Yes.
the ball's laid for Tony, I think he's got to be careful here.
I don't know that this is the right shot. Yeah, I don't know. I actually don't think it's terrible if it gets over just a hair more, but now Jonathan can play this 2 rails at minimum.
You 3-rail the 10, you cross the 5. I mean, the 10's not bad, 3 rails, right?
No, it's not. I just wouldn't want to leave a guy like Tony the 5 straight back if the 10 doesn't get close.
Well, if you can stop your ball, these guys are great. Y'all should be able to stop your ball there. The 5's pretty steep from there.
Yeah, you're correct. It is steep.
Yeah, I'd like to lock the cue ball up myself on Tony right now. Just turn the game around a little bit.
No, I like the shot, Jeremy. I definitely like that shot. Yeah, it's laying good. I kind of had a different view. I'm looking at the screen now. This is nice.
I think the table's been playing pretty good for that shot.
Ooh, he caught the 3 going in, Jeremy.
Yeah, he's done pretty well there.
I think Tony can come off the 14 and stack him, though.
Did he give him that much of it?
Not positive.
2 rails with the English, with a lot of left English.
It's close, obviously.
Yeah, I think he can. He can do it some kind of way or another.
Oh, he's using inside. Oh. He's doing something that neither one of us saw, and that's not a surprise with this man.
Yeah, you can see John shook his head a little bit. He was unhappy that he caught that much of the 3 or cut the 10 a little too much, whichever way you look at it.
And the 1 and 7 are posing issues right now.
Yeah. You can see, I guess the 8-4 is just not an option. I mean, God. Dang,
It looks
man,
close,
it
right?
looks pretty-
Especially
I mean,
with the assistance of the 12. I mean, the 13 stops the cue ball, so maybe obviously it's not free, but
No, I didn't think it was free at all. I just liked the way it looked, though.
It
I'll tell you
looks
that.
sweet.
Now, maybe the 12's got it covered up just a little bit. So what he's going to look like, if he's putting the cue there, he's shooting a 5 into the 11, trying to stun forward. That's the only thing I could think of, him putting the cue there. He's rolling it. Even more
I
dangerous.
think he's doing something with the 11.
Oh, he's making it. Okay.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Well,
I like the decision. I just don't like where it ended up. I think Tony can cross the 14, right, Jeremy?
yeah, maybe I ought to cross something else. I don't know. I always say that's one of your options when you're in a bad spot. Take a foul, make the ball for your opponent. That's the one that's overlooked sometimes when the ball isn't hanging.
Yeah.
The 2-9 cue ball into the stack. Looks like he can cut the 2. Oh, I thought he could cut the 2 into the combination bank. Pretty good there, though.
That's excellent there.
And he took away a combination from John.
What is wrong with coming off the 7 if you can leave Tony straight on the 5? You need to get that ball moved.
Totally agree.
If you can get him even on the rail up there, I mean, things are real tough. Life is tough if you can get Tony up on that rail anywhere near the center diamond. I don't know that he can as steep as he is here. But there's where he's looking right there.
He could graze off the 8 doing it.
But he'd like to move that 7, wouldn't he?
Yeah. But I'm saying if you can't, I still like the shot, to be honest with you. Then Tony's got to come off balls with not a whole lot of threats, really, and he's got to try and bury the cue ball somewhere.
I like that too, actually. The 8 might be the better option to secure your cue ball.
Well, the good thing is here, he doesn't have to get him dead straight because the 5's out of ways. He can give him a little bit of angle.
Oh.
Okay. Well, I guess he was just trying to get it down here and hold the ball.
Well, he did a couple good things there. He did remove the 2 balls tied up. He knew that this was pretty safe.
Knew there'd be a lot of pressure on Tony if Tony decides to shoot that 5.
Yeah, I mean, he does have that shot.
Yeah, it's a tough shot, though. especially you're only really getting on a thin 9 ball that you have to hit well.
Yeah.
All right, that 14's kind of helping you. I don't know what I do here, Scott. This is a kind of odd situation.
I keep wanting to look at the cross on the 7 and go into the 4, but that's no good because you could sell the 9 out. If you catch the 4 wrong, you could sell the 10 out.
I thought he'd just push on the 4 and go behind the 2 with the cue ball.
Push on the 4 and go behind the 2. That is the 2. Is the 4 froze to that stripe?
It looks like it'll still be okay. It still wouldn't get away from you.
I don't mind this. Okay, it looked like he was queuing up to hit it with speed.
Yeah.
It's not terrible.
No. Not the easiest, and the 14's a little open, and the good thing about doing that right there is if he does bury you, you took away the ball right next to his hole.
Where do you go here, Jeremy?
I don't know what kind of angle he has off the 3 to get behind the 14, or I like chopping the... Can he chop the 3 and go back into the pile, Scott?
I don't know. To me on the screen, it looks like it's tough on the center screen that we're looking at here. It looks tough, but
all right, in the piles where I'd like to get.
Looks like he's going
behind the 14. Okay,
yeah,
that's good. He left him the 4 though. The 9 got in the way of the 2 reeler. Good thing for John, because he would definitely shoot this and kill the cue ball behind the 7.
He still might.
Well, you still should actually, whether the 4 gets 2 rails or not.
I think he can. I think he can miss the 9. Oh, he definitely didn't miss it.
Yeah, he didn't get the mark on the cue ball quite. Now the kick on the. I guess the kick on the 3's no good, or is it? Scott, you're so good at those kick shots.
Yeah.
Oh, the 4 went in.
Oh, it did go in. That changes a little bit. Yeah, I don't believe that's there, Jay. I think that that 3's pretty close to the 6.
Now he can bank the 14 across and kill the ball. Tony left him enough of that to just bleed it across the top of the 2 and 7 and lay him on the rail.
Yeah,
behind the 2.
Keep him behind the 2.
He's going with a high ball though, so he's chopping it and going in the stack. The thing about the stack, there's nothing wrong with this, but basically you're just cutting Tony off a little bit as far as, nothing wrong with that, I guess. But you don't have a whole lot by your hole, is my point, So,
yeah,
how much is it doing for you?
I agree. If he could have seen the 14 there, and if he could see the 14, I think that was definitely the shot, what you're talking about, sending it towards his pocket and just laying the cue ball down on that bottom rail. What's Tony doing? Taking a foul with 2 rails behind the 7?
Or better hit it
for
well.
The hit? I don't know
This
about
ball drifts
that
up.
decision.
This ball drifts up.
I think that was a rushed decision.
Yeah.
I didn't mind the shot, but if he's
he don't see the 2-7 yet, does he?
I don't mind the shot if he doesn't hit it that hard, right?
Yeah, but why not just lay him on the rail and just take the foul? Just lay him on the rail.
Right, that's
over
what
here.
I meant.
Yeah, just lay him on the rail
and
over
make
here.
sure you get him behind the 7, or just lay him down. Yeah, that's a fatal blow.
I would guess, without watching John this week in the 1 pocket, that he's excelled at running balls to get this far.
I have to agree with that.
Okay, I'd like to get on the 14. The 10's not bad either. 11-8 might play. The 13-12 might play. I don't know. But the 14's always a nice break ball coming from underneath.
Yeah, and you can even be pretty steep on it. Like this is good if he doesn't freeze to the rail. This is okay.
This is perfect. The 3 opens a lot if you can come into it nice. He may not even need that. I don't know. I can't quite tell. Like I said, the 13-12, the 8's covered up.
The 6 and the 3 are close to froze. I think he definitely has to go into the 3 here.
Yeah, that should dislodge the 12.
Could open anything up, right?
Yeah, if it hits the top of the 12, it opens them all.
Right.
Just no miss, of course.
Yeah, you want to aim a little thicker than you think. Yeah, so he's got a shot on the 4 now, and what's the 13-6 look like? They all look good now.
The 11-8 looks really good.
Yep. And I believe he's got an angle if he wanted to come
forward.
Come forward.
No, he can stun behind. Yeah, the 11-8's playable. The 12 goes. 10 goes. 13-6 is even. Maybe he can throw that in, but I wouldn't mess with that.
I think he's going forward. I think he's got that funny angle. Yeah. He's going to pick up several here, Jeremy.
I think he gets out. He only needs 3. Play for the combination last on the 11-8, I believe.
He looks good. Tony left him some air. Gotta wonder what's going through Chohan's mind at the moment. Jumps out with a quick game and a 1-0 lead and had position right away in this game and made a quick judgment shot off of a safety that Hennessy played towards the stack, and it's turned out well for Jonathan. Go to the combination here, right, Jeremy?
Yeah, looks like pretty much a hanger to me.
Nicely hit, too. He looks confident, Jeremy.
Yeah, well, he plays a ton of pool.
Playing for 1. He's really taking his time on this.
Yeah, I think this is pretty much a hanger, I thought. Yeah, you couldn't miss it, really. And now 1-1. So each guy has held their serve, and a little bit of an unforced error, even though he did have him in the stack, maybe trying to get a little too much out of that kick shot and that intentional foul. Nice shooting there from John Pinegar.
For sure, he played that run as good as you could.
Yeah, just looking at the comparison, right, with how they looked running the balls, very controlled there for John.
Definitely solid. Tony had a great break last time. He didn't get that cue ball up, as you pointed out. Let's see what happens here.
Well, sometimes that's just, that's going to happen on the TV table. It just doesn't get as high. So is there something else you do knowing it's not going to get as high, Scott?
I go more towards the center.
Okay.
But he did get it up about another foot this time.
Yeah.
The issue is that I think Jonathan's got a pretty good kick at minimum, kick and stick on the 2. I like that shot, but I don't know. There's a multitude of shots he's probably got, right, Jeremy?
Yeah, the kick and stick's pretty easy. Thing is, he can't let that cue ball come up much.
From the 4 ball, right?
With the 4 ball being there, yeah, he's got to hit it right on the nose. At least he gets a ball on the side somewhere, probably up the table, maybe a little above the stack.
Can he see all of the 9?
He can see a lot of the 9.
Oh, then he can sweep the 9.
That's what I would do. And
oh, no, he's going to the
he
kick.
let him see the 4.
Yeah.
He hit it with like a right English.
Yeah, I think he mishit that ball.
Yeah. Now, Tony is so tight to play on the 6. He's done that before if he can get in the stack, maybe. Otherwise, back at the balls.
I like playing that 4 off the grazing off the bottom of the 9 and 2-railing the cue ball into behind the 12 and the 11. Unless he's got enough room to play it into the 6. Yeah, I like this, but he didn't get the cue ball there.
Yeah.
And he missed the 9 altogether. You're really good at calling options in this position. I just want to hear some of the reasons I'm quiet when it comes to the time to shoot or move. I want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, maybe he's looking to edge the 6 and go, where can I go that's safe? And he's opening up maybe something a little more. I don't know about that. I mean, I might just leave him next to the 6 if I hit the 6 and maybe not move the cue ball or the 6 very much. Just leave him on the right side. Yeah, the 7's there, though. That's the problem with that shot. So the problem is when you're opening up those alleys like that, I don't know really where he can go that's just going to be real comfortable.
He's got to defend on this 3 ball as well, which I think Tony's going to shoot.
Yeah, he did okay as far as the balls on the bottom. I think 100% you're right. Tony will shoot this shot.
That's why I like your shot. I think I'd rather him be froze on the rail or close to it and have to do something with the 7 versus this.
Mm-hmm.
Unless he sees something else, and there's always something else.
It's a little flat. I mean, it's not going to be easy to get all the way across. So
could you take him under the 2, or is that even
maybe,
worse?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, he turned the heck out of it. Great cue ball.
really was a great cue ball. It looked to me like he missed that by a long shot, and it ended up catching the point. So he was just a fraction off from pocketing that ball.
Yeah, he's got to kind of go through on the 8. That's always dangerous because it looks like it may catch some other balls, and if it does, it'll hang around for a bank most likely.
One of my least favorite shots right here.
Yeah, this angle's always rough.
Very little room for error, especially being on that rail. You catch this ball a little bit to the left or right, it can be night-night. I don't think he wants to catch the 9 coming out 2 rails, does he?
No, I think he can squeeze it by, but it's tight. Yeah, it's going to hit something, and it's going to give up a shot.
Yeah, that's the issue with that shot.
Yeah. Really, it looked like almost no doubt it was going to catch something because look where the cue ball kind of ideally where he wants it, right? So maybe it was another shot. This you got to shoot a little firmer, I think, or overcut it to make it. Watch this last 6 inches right here. Look at that. See?
Oh my goodness!
You got to really shoot it.
She come up a bit. I thought he was going to do what you said. I thought he was going to firm a little bit more. He's played enough on this table. I thought he was going to firm a little bit more and go into the 7 there, and he didn't do that. He had
like low outside, right?
Yeah,
kind of drawing
he had plenty of room to catch full ball on the 7.
Yeah. And really didn't even have to open the stack too much if he wanted. He could have just moved the 7 a little bit. But all right, he could turn some things around here. Shoot the 4 into the rail, into the back of the 9, draw into the pile. I think that's there. May get unlucky where the 4 stands up, but.
Yeah, I love that. He's going to draw that cue ball. It's all cue ball here, and hoping the object balls do their thing. Cue ball behind the 14, 15, and 8, like so. Oh, look at this roll.
Maybe just overhit it a hair.
Did he stick him? No, he can make the 9.
He can make it.
Yeah, and like you said, he probably overhit it just a hair.
Yeah, he kind of got down and pulled the trigger quicker than I'm used to seeing from John, too, meaning he took his time getting down, but as soon as he got down, it was hit.
I kind of felt the same when Tony tried to take that foul 2 rails.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I mean.
I think you're right. I agree.
Yeah, the lights and the situation, I guarantee you they all have something to do with this.
Guess he's going to play the 6.
I don't know if that's the shot versus the 3 or not. I don't know. I'm not down there. If the 6 banks clearly, I guess you've got to play it, but...
It sure banks clearly.
Here's
a relook at that. Wasn't a bad play at all, just a little heavy on the speed, and that happens with that shot because you're worried about the 4 standing up. So I think if he follows this, he can't sell out. That's what it looks like to me anyways. He's just going to nip it, I guess, and get it. But with a high ball, I didn't think he could sell out at all.
That combo isn't on, right? The 5-7, or is it?
Oof, it's close.
It
is close.
It must not be because he's
going to look at it now. And I'll tell you, he can hit right part of the ball, the cue ball, and that might be what he needs here.
Oh, boy. This could be disaster for Mr. Chohan.
Yeah, he's taking his extension off, so I guess he's shooting this with the close. In the close range, he takes the extension off.
Yep, and to your point, Jeremy, if he just force follows that ball, this isn't available.
No, and you know, it wasn't there to start with, but when you go into balls like that, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And you're on that side of it, you never know. But I thought he could hit a high ball. He would hit the bottom of the pile, a little bit of the 7, and
it was available.
Yeah, now the what's the 13 look like, Scott? Looks dead as a doornail. Right next to the 1.
Really sweet, like he could shoot it now, sweet.
Like he could figure out a way to make it. That's for sure. That's what it seems like anyways, the 13.
It might be going a hair high, Jeremy.
Yeah, hair high's okay by me, though.
Yeah.
Just cut the 5 and get above.
If you're shooting the 5 now, for sure. Jonathan Pinegar might have an opportunity to take a 2-1 lead, immediately trailing 1-0 in this match for the title.
He's
he
overcut it.
This.
He's overcut it.
Ooh.
He may get really lucky here as far as jacking him up. Not leaving much of a shot.
I feel like both of them got lucky there.
Yeah, Tony's going to have, I agree with that totally. Tony's going to have a soft kick on the 5.
Yeah, that's what he needs to shoot.
I guess he could
go into the stack,
move it. It's such a dangerous feeling shot to me, though, because you could not get there. I mean, and then you're giving up your position. Well, he's moving it, and he's going into the pile, I think.
I don't hate this, Jeremy.
No, it's just a matter of hitting it well.
Yeah, I don't hate that, but I get totally what you're saying with the new cloth. He hit at good speed, right?
Yeah, I just like the bump just to see what my opponent's going to do. And then I kind of always feel that shot's going to be there for a couple innings. Is the only reason I take that first kick. We'll see what he wants to do if I hit the kick well, and the only ball I let him see is the 2 ball.
Sure.
You know, so,
And considering where the 12 and 3 are, the bump isn't bad.
Right.
Well, this is playing into Jonathan's game, right?
I don't think he minds it.
What he wants, in my opinion, from what I've watched this week.
He's got to be a little more mindful when he moves that ball, though. He need to ball up the table near the side, right? I mean, he moved that a long ways out of play.
That's where experience comes into play.
And Tony should, I think, unless he's worried about a dead ball or something like that, maybe roll on that 6 and 2 somehow.
Oh, I don't mind that at all. Like you said, unless he's worried about a dead ball, but I don't see anything threatening.
No, that 13 got moved whenever Tony went into it with the cue ball off of the 5, so I think it's kind of his advantage. He's supposed to. He's going to kick the 11. Don't worry about the 11. I understand what he's thinking, but just roll up on the 2 and 6 again. Let's sometimes see what your opponent wants to do.
I don't think the 11 does anything for him anyway.
That's what I mean. Don't worry about well, I think he was looking at kicking the 11 soft and then just rolling into the pile, putting the 11 on his side. But like I said, I wouldn't worry about the 11 at all.
Yeah, I think he's playing what you initially called and continue to call.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he got more out of it than I would have ever tried myself. I would have probably bumped across the top of the 2 and the 6 and
concerned about the roll and just making sure that everything's good. Does he have a bank on the deuce and just stop? No,
it's not terrible.
The stack is there, but that's how effective the shot was that Tony just played. Something so simple has put Jonathan in a little bit of a pickle. Can he come off the 6, Jeremy?
Yeah, he can come off the 6. He's a little jacked up doing so, though. I tell you what, your shot on the 2, banking it short, like at the 11, kind of. I think you can do that and draw him back a little.
Even if you catch it at the top side of the 10, it's okay.
Not terrible. Yeah, I think you can tuck the cue ball away decently as well.
I think he's looking at it. No, he's coming off the 2, Jeremy.
Yeah, this is a dangerous shot. He's going to leave Tony his
Oh,
side.
look at this cue ball. Well, he's going to be okay.
Yeah, wow, good shot.
Do you think? I don't know if he played it like that, but it turned out just fine.
Well, he played it to get underneath. He didn't want to let him see the 11. He kind of measured that. And did he not let him see the 12 here? He did unbelievably well, if that's the case.
Yeah, I don't think he did.
Kick at the 6 here, huh?
Long rail?
Either way. Whichever way you want to do, side rail, long rail, it doesn't matter.
What you're thinking there is even if you foul, you're fine. Tony's brain isn't wired that way with his style. I don't typically see him do that, and I know you've commentated probably more of his matches than I have. You just don't typically see him thinking that route.
Yeah. The problem is here, I mean, not saying he's taking away his advantage, but he's giving John a chance to get a ball on the side now to where going up table isn't as open for Tony. Like it just
correct.
Correct,
and at minimum, I mean the kick on the 13 is almost available. It's not quite right, but like you said, he can at minimum get this ball over to his side or even more. Yeah, this is fine. Very containing.
Yeah, now what I thought was an advantage for Tony, the way the ball's laid, is he's still got an advantage, but not as much if you don't have free range with the cue ball. Now, if he could have got him froze there, that would have helped. He would have had to come in some balls with some speed or go forward with the cue ball.
Yeah, and what Jeremy means by that is he couldn't get back down to the bottom rail without putting something on it. And that's a big difference. You'll notice most movers and most all top one pocket players are doing everything they can when they're in defensive positions like that to get froze to that rail. Makes life much more difficult. What's he doing, crossing the 8 and 14 and sticking him?
Yeah, I wouldn't stick him.
I wouldn't want to leave him that 12.
I wouldn't want to. I want the cue ball back.
Right.
Yeah, you leave him a long railer here on accident, and could hurt you.
Yeah, I don't think he can shoot this, though. I mean, of course he can shoot this, but I don't see a future.
No, Tony's got to pull on the reins here and just duck. He kind of started this ducking whenever he didn't roll out on the 6 earlier. Kind of shaved that 13 and went to the rail. So
there's no real future here, is there, Jeremy?
I don't think so. I don't see another ball that goes. Maybe the 4-1 or something if he came across, but.
Yeah, this is the right decision. He's pulled, like you said, pull on the reins. That's a great term for this situation. And let me tell you something for the people at home. It's very hard to do.
Well, yeah, it is.
With the mindset that Tony has to begin with, and then everything that both of these players have gone through to get to this point.
Well, the looks of things, these balls are going up the table.
No doubt. Just going into the 1 and drawing back, or are you using the side rail?
I mean, I think either's fine. I think cutting the 1 is a little better myself, but
okay,
because I think you'll cross the 15 out on your side doing that as well if you cut the 1.
Yes.
Oh, he cut the. Oh, that's a little light there. That's okay. Worked out.
No harm, no foul. I don't believe.
I wonder if Tony wants to challenge him though.
Yeah, I think the 5 and 14, 13 are causing problems, though, or he'd already shot that 12. And look at the cue ball. So he's very mindful of how important it is to get that cue ball on that rail. Although he didn't freeze him, he's still forcing him to elevate a little bit.
Yeah, he wants to snooker him on that 12 if possible. Not saying it's the end of the world, but definitely something to consider.
He did take care of a couple issues. The 5 and 10 both passed in Pinegar's hole, so he did remove those, and they tied up on Pinegar's end. Just because the 11 and 14 are on Pinegar's side doesn't mean that those balls are favoring him at this moment.
I was looking at the 11. It did bank, but it's a lot of angle.
Maybe he's getting a sense that he's not liking this up-table game. Yeah, he's going at the 1. They're definitely going up. They're already up. Now there's a little more emphasis on that cue ball. Well done, right?
Yeah, very much.
Just got to roll the 11 up towards the 1. Or do you do more?
I don't elevate here. There's too much separation of those balls. The 14's by the side as well. If you catch the point, the 14 could come back on you.
Yes. Totally agree there, Jeremy. He elevated.
I like that, him not messing with the 14, really. Dangerous looking ball to me.
Cut him off of the 1, which probably wasn't a threat to begin with.
No, I don't know. I think the 1 did bank, actually.
Yeah, I guess I meant that because of the 12 and 3.
Now here I push forward on the 12 and not even worrying about the 14. It's a 1-ball scenario that he's got to shoot from the 8-ball with. If maybe the 3 covers him up, who knows. But even if the 3's not there, unless it's their out ball, but early in the game, don't worry about that 1 ball. They
Totally
can
agree.
sell out as much as they can score with it.
Absolutely, especially when you're on a table that you haven't been playing on all week, so you're not 100% familiar with, and it requires a touchy bank, and you're probably going to get a cross bank out of it.
Right.
And he's doing what you said, or actually he's played to snooker him. But Tony might have a play here.
A 13?
Maybe, right? I don't know if it's thin enough. It's a little dangerous.
Yeah, the cue ball doesn't want to, on the newer felt, it kind of wants to hug a little bit coming across. He might play off the, he's banking the 1 or drawing off the 1.
Oh,
Off the
6.
Good shot.
Yeah, look at the cue ball. Very well done. Yeah, the 8's available. This is the tough part of the game for both the players and the commentators.
Yeah, you just want to roll the 8 in, I guess. I mean,
Do you want to go a little further than that and try and tuck them under the 2 and 12 since they aren't in danger?
I don't mind trying that at a real light speed. Rail first, I don't like at all, though.
He did fine. I don't
Tony's
know.
going to send the 12 down
That's
now.
right.
He bumped the 2 just enough.
That's right. This could cause some issues.
Yeah, I don't know how close he can get the 12 to the hole, though. So maybe do something else, a little more of something if you can.
Yeah, so what you're saying is it's a little risky to try and get that 12 to a rail and keep him behind the 2?
That, well, and
Or could you slide under the 6 and 15, play it on the throw side?
maybe. But my point is, if you don't get it close enough, I kind of feel like you'll leave John something free maneuver. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like if the 12 ends up on the end rail or something like this on the bottom rail.
Okay, he played the triple up. Does he have a shot? He's got a shot at.
Okay, he got the 12 up nice, though. That was important, I thought.
Yeah, I like what he did. You can definitely see the 12, right? He's looking at it like he almost can't see it. Well, there's a good view.
He can get at it. I don't know how much entirely he can see it, but he can definitely get at it. To some of it.
Yeah, I believe he can swerve just a little bit, bringing the 12 back up towards where it's at, where the cue ball is at now.
Yeah, just don't want to double kiss or scratch. Ooh, that's a dangerous side of the ball.
It is a dangerous side of the ball.
Well, Tony's going to play off the 8.
I wouldn't mind if I can get it there going into the 13. Yeah, just like so. These guys are playing hard.
Yeah, they sure are. Obviously, the 2 best left in the event. Jonathan Pinegar got to the final here in this last round by getting awarded the bye, just because both the other players had already had the bye. The only scenario that changes is if you have 3 left that have already all had the bye, then you have to award another one to one of the players.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for clarifying. That makes sense.
Yeah, again, I wouldn't worry too much. Probably just a roll on the 8.
Yeah, I think he is worried a little too much, though. As much time that he took to looking at this, I'm wondering if he's going to try and cover him up on the 12. No, he's doing what you said, which I think is fine. Let him bank the 12. Right, Jeremy?
Yeah, I would have probably rolled forward even more, but I understand that if it gets away, he's worried about the 2 ball, right? Yeah, and
Yes.
Tony's going to bank the 12, but yeah, that's part of it. It's a 1 ball scenario. He could get up by the side and get that second bank at the 14.
Yeah, this is a little better for Tony than if you were to leave him flat, to where if he missed this bank, he would have a return. He didn't hit this bad if it comes up.
Yeah, I kind of feel like here these last couple of shots, I've seen a little fatigue from Tony there. I know he's fatigued. I'm sure John's the same.
Yeah, it's got to be difficult.
Tell you what he's done, though. He's got to be careful here. When he moves this ball, he can't leave the 2 ball. Not saying it's great, but Tony, if it's sitting nice where he can go into another ball, he'll take a little chance challenging John on the 14 or something like that.
Yeah, he definitely will take a chance. He better protect the 2 ball.
Oh, wow, he left it
He
here.
killed with inside. I don't like that, personally.
No, I didn't expect it, that's for sure.
He could challenge him in some way.
Well, the banks are pretty covered. I don't really
I'm
see
just
much
kind
of
of
it.
looking. Yeah, the 1's not available. There's
I think
nothing
he's
you
just
can do
going to
there.
draw for this 14.
Yeah, you've come this far.
Good chance 1's coming on the spot here, so you got to be careful of that.
Well, look at the 1. That 1's available. He's not shooting it right now, but it has opened up.
Looks like SVB getting ready for another match. I'm not sure how many we have left in the 9 ball. I would guess around 20, something like that, 25.
I think a little less than that now, Jay.
Okay, another round has went
Yeah.
by, so maybe 15 or something like that.
Probably right around there. What about crossing this 12 and going up into the 8?
I like that.
You can. Well, what's the 2 and 6 doing, Jeremy?
It's pretty close.
Yeah, you need to be careful.
It's definitely going downward. So
Yeah,
he's going to knock that into that. He's going to knock something into that now.
Because Tony will kick at those.
And he got a little piece of it. Can he bank the 14?
I was just about to ask.
The 12's in the way, but it's connected to the 6, so no good. Could bank the 15, of course. It's not that great a shot, but it is bankable.
It's kind of tricky right here.
Yeah.
If you
I think he's banking the 15.
I feel like you've really got to control your pace on this. Oof. All right, I don't know if he was playing the 15 or if he was playing that. But it doesn't matter. It's turned out okay. You're just going to play the 12 into the 3, right, Jay? And draw back?
Yep. I'd like to cut this a little bit. 12 onto the right side of the 3.
Yeah. I feel like these balls are, well, Tony's got a bank. Does the 14 pass
Stuck
the
to the
6?
6, yeah.
Okay.
And he can't quite get at the 12. I don't think you'd want to shoot that anyways.
Yeah, nothing banks for Tony. Unless he could 2-rail the 5. I don't know that there's a reason to force the issue at this point. This could be a very long game the way they're.
Cut the 10 and come back down, right? Cut the 10.
That's
come back
nice.
Down.
You got to expect maybe the 12 to go.
No, he's got to hit it
Okay.
too thin for that.
Got
I
it.
think, yeah.
Good call.
The balls went up table. The cell phones came out in the crowd a little bit. I'm looking around. People are waiting until maybe the balls get a little more in play.
This was a rule that Grady Matthews did have. You and I both love this part of the game, and for the players, it's a great part of the game, and for a lot of people, they love this part of the game. But Grady had a rule at one point where if you had 8 past the head string, all 8 would come up at once, spot up in a row, sped it up, and it left a different dynamic to the game. Ooh,
yeah, he let up on his stroke there. And this is the thing, and that is experience. He was trying to put a ball in the spot and
Just
stick
roll
him
it.
to the 14, but that ain't ever trapping Tony.
Right, you just roll that ball.
Yeah,
if
that
you're gonna
ball's
shoot it.
the ball in the spot's a mile away from your hole in consideration to great players, right? So it's like I talk about all the time. Don't try to protect something that really isn't worth protecting, or try to make a trap out of something that really isn't worth a trap. You know what I mean? So
Great point.
it
That's
happens
a great
lot
point.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got to put this down. Well struck. Very well struck. Got a little
Got
thin.
on a kiss, I think. It's close. I think he can beat it, but
Yeah, it looks okay to me.
yeah, he's above a little bit.
Can he come up into the 4? Oh, he's coming this route. Oh, he better. Pretty good speed. It seems like these banks are constantly going short.
Yeah, it does, like I said, take a little bit of a roll upward right there at the pocket. You just got to commit to a little thicker hit, maybe a little more speed.
Can he see the 8? That's a great view on our screen. He can see the bottom edge, but I don't know that he can see enough of it.
He's up in the trees a little bit over the 12. 2-1 is the ball count in this 1-1 race to 3.
Is he looking? Yeah, I think he's going to try and cross it over.
He can come across the top right. He could do that. I mean,
Watch the corner pocket.
Yeah, watch the double kiss scratch.
Oh.
Oh, nice hit.
Yeah, the double kiss scratch is available on that shot. Did well there.
Yeah,
Does the 3 bank?
it does, but man, You could have a ton go wrong with that. You got a ton of cut. You're a long ways away from it. I guess he's going to billiard into the 10 to try and help the cue ball. Good stroke, though. I'll tell you that. One heck of a stroke there.
He's so good at those banks. He is so good at those banks that a typical one-pocket player probably
He could double
looks
bank
to
the
pass
one.
up.
Or cut
Yeah,
the one, either
I
one.
really like that, Jeremy, and draw back into the 12.
Yeah. This is what's still way early in the game. It's only 3-1. Yeah, I like the double bank on the one.
Boy,
myself.
it's pretty good.
He's got to pinch it here, big time.
And he likes the cover that he's going to have, but I really like the double bank, and Tony's real good at the double bank there. I don't know. Pinegar might have a bank on the 8 at this point. Follow forward. Do you like the shot?
Yeah, but this is where, unless I'm worried about the 10, I wouldn't go much forward with the cue ball. I mean, I guess the 14-6 is tied up. But if he doesn't get this ball near the hole, he's going to leave a 2-railer on the 8. I mean, on the 5. He's going to possibly leave some other stuff. So that was right on point.
Cheap gas,
Yeah.
which is unheard of this day in age.
Yeah, it's another one like right here, the 11. Not saying he should shoot it, but, you know, I might have stopped my cue ball there on the 10, banking that 8.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure,
Not gone
sure.
through. I mean, most of the time you want to keep it going through. It's such a funny game like that. You got to make little decisions at times that generally you would go forward with the cue ball, but as scenarios come up where
Makes a lot of sense too. But if he doesn't, I mean, it isn't terrible. Just
well, he could bank the 11 if he could
That's what I
see
was-
it and go into the 5 with the cue ball
right.
with the 13-1 there.
Is the 10 in the 10's not in the way for that shot?
I don't think it is
And the
either. I think
4's
it's
not
more
in the
the
way
4
either.
in the way than the 10.
Yeah, but I don't think it. I think he can cheat it both ways, but he might be concerned about cheating it too much and then catching the 10.
Yeah, what's he doing with the 8 here, though? Is what I want to know. Is he kicking one rail at this? Trying to chop it?
It's definitely kind of funny.
I think that's what he's doing. He's trying to chop it. Any miss hit here, scratch right off in the corner. I'm almost 100% that's what he's doing, kicking and trying to cut this towards the 15 and run up the table.
He's got a good bridge on it, though. Oh, boy.
Like
Well,
that.
pretty good hit.
Yeah. And he was willing to gamble for those 2 the way the other balls laid. You know, he felt like he was going to hit it good, right? But just in case he didn't hit it good, maybe he gives up a ball, but not that much.
Yeah, I don't have a good feel for a shot like that. But I think he did execute it quite well.
He's got to be careful here with this bank.
Is he looking to draw the cue ball 3 rails tight below?
Yeah.
Oh, he hit it good speed, but didn't get it there.
Yeah, you got to be careful with this bank, and this is why. This is why right here.
Yeah, it lengthened out on him. I don't know if the 6 passes, but
I think the 14 goes.
and the 10.
Yeah, I know the 10 has a shot for sure, but I think he might have a shot at the 14.
The 10 might not go on that screen.
Oh, you're right.
Huh?
Wow.
He's really got to get into this. Oh, he's drawing it. You better come all the way over. He didn't make that.
No, he did pretty nice, though.
I didn't mind cutting that ball, though, and coming all the way over into the 11.
Yeah, or even just trying to make it going forward and getting the cut on the 15 I thought was okay as well. Maybe he had to kind of like, you know, create a little grab there, you know, just to get it that close. Probably got more out of the grab than he imagined he would.
Sure.
And got it into the side rail. He was going to 2-rail kick the 8 next is what his plan was. Right? With the 15 there?
No doubt. So this 14 is it playable with a lot of
Yeesh.
right English? I don't think so, is it?
No, I mean, I don't know how the 8 plays, but I don't know what he's doing here.
Oh, he might be trying to two-rail it out and catch the 15. That's what he tried to do.
And he's going to sell out 3 balls.
At minimum, unless he gets lucky here. And he
did.
Wow. Wow.
All right, Tony should try to tickle this ball in. The 15's too far away to just tickle this 8 and leave him there. You want to go ahead and take a chance here coming down table with the cue ball.
So what are you talking about, Jeremy? You talking about playing the 8 off the bottom of the 14?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But, I mean, don't just play safe here.
Sure.
Try to make it.
Go all the way up if you want.
That's what I would do, yeah.
Oof.
He's trying to tuck him away somewhere. Maybe over a ball.
Well.
Still not easy, though, for
Jonathan. Jonathan got a big roll there, though, Jeremy.
Huge.
And those things make differences in championships.
Yeah, I wonder what he was thinking. Maybe catch some balls up the table.
I thought he was trying to catch the 15 on the way out as well.
Yeah, he's such a good shooter, though. To hit it that thin, I kind of felt like he had to know he wasn't going to catch that ball. But
yeah, it was quite a ways away from the other ball, so I don't know. I don't even know if it was available.
Two-railing this, he could split the wicket on the 13-5.
It's going to turn out good.
Yeah.
It didn't have to, but it did. Here we are.
Yeah, not much choice here for Tony. He's just got to shoot the 15 away and make sure he gets back and doesn't leave anything for the 14.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to leave him below the 14 because it might twist back.
Yeah, we go side rail here maybe for it, or yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's a 1 ball. I mean, it does go, but I mean, you're looking at a 1 ball scenario, really. So.
No, I think you're right. I don't even know that it's available. I think he's too straight. It takes a real good hit. He's also close to this ball.
Yeah, I think he shoots it, but if he shoots it light, trying to control, I don't think he's going to make it. And shooting it firm's a little risky, but he's going to kick this ball away. Kick it on Tony's side, though. Ish.
Couple strange scenarios there. I don't mind rolling this 12 in.
No, me either. Tony's looking at the 8.
Kicking it, right? Or banking it?
No, banking it.
Okay.
Sticking his ball. He may even be able to cut it on the diamond and slide over a little bit to his right, maybe.
Oh, yeah, he does have room to bank it. I think it's a little tighter than it looks.
Oh, it's tight, but I don't think the 11's as much of a problem as we think. Now, I don't know about rolling it, though.
I was wondering if he was going to kick it. He likes to kick those. Yeah, he actually caught it real thin. Did okay.
Yeah.
Played the safe side. What's he looking at?
I don't know. He's on a kiss on the 8. I don't even know if he can see it anyways. So he's going to kick it.
Behind it, yeah. That's nicely struck. Tony might go at it. It's pretty straight, though.
I think he makes it. That's what I think. After the 3 ball the last time he almost made, I think he makes this one. He cut it way big time. Really playing the rock. Instead of coming straight across.
Yeah, he was a little straight. You want to make sure he got over. Well, this 13's available if it does the 1 past the 14. Pinegar could stick him to this one.
He's just going to stick him, though, I think. This is where you disregard the 13 too much.
Yeah, you just stick him. This is all cue ball. The 13 will handle itself, even if it. Yeah, I mean, this is laying good. Actually, just above. He's going to catch just above that left-hand side pocket. Oof.
Made it.
Made it. He drew that ball a little bit.
I think he's a little amped up. I mean, there's been some strokes here that seems like, he's feeling it a little bit. Nothing wrong with that. I would be too.
I would be 3. He's got not much left but to graze this ball maybe and come down. Are you looking to bank this?
Nah, I don't think so. I think Skylar and Shane maybe drew each other in the 9-ball, it looks like. I saw Shane warming up on that corner table, and now Skylar's on it, so I don't know.
Boy, I wonder how many are left. It would be interesting to find out how many are left. We might be surprised. They might be down to
10 or something?
maybe less.
All right. 15's playable, the 2-railer on the 5 maybe as well.
I don't mind rolling the 12 either again.
Me too. I didn't mind that at all. He just put another ball in play for you in a good spot.
Yeah, I don't know what's available, Jay, as far as the bank, other than what you said, the 15. So you could play the 2-railer on the 5 and 1-railer 15, right?
Right. But the thing is, if you put right English on this, you could really tighten this 5 up to leave him some kind of cut. So what's he doing here?
Look at this shot.
How good is that?
Look at that shot.
Well, that's the way to not have any problems, is to hit it hard. But who has the nerve to do that?
Tony Chohan.
Wow.
Wow. Is he straight on to this, or does he have to rail first?
No, he has rail first is all.
Watch that side pocket.
Pinegar kind of shaking his head there, but I mean, that is a 1-pocket shot. That's not really a flyer as much. Now, he had to hit a little harder to get things done, but you could see it wasn't a fluke.
No, it wasn't a fluke.
The 15.
And if Hennessy played this man a lot of pool, he'd realize that this is common with the man. Oh, boy, I was going to say, if you hit that hard, it could tighten up easily.
Well, he's wanting shape. And the thing about also, you didn't have to get shape, I didn't think. I think it was coming, if he makes it to the
towards
hole.
The side.
Exactly, yeah. Now this should be, maybe Hennessy takes the lead on this inning. We'll see.
Tony's leading 4-2, 1-1 in the match. That was a big error there after a great shot. And listen, you've got to have things go your way to win a tournament. That works for both players. I'll tell you what, Jonathan doesn't look like he's wavering when he's over the ball. When he has a shot to pocket a ball, he just looks real solid to me. It's other areas of the game where he's probably a bit fatigued, but he looks very confident at pocketing. Does he go forward and try and wrap around, Jeremy?
Yeah.
And that's
He's had a real good touch on the speed of the cue ball so far as well.
This is perfect. Boy, a big error there by Tony Chohan. He hit that ball very hard, right?
Yeah. And I really think he would have threatened scratching at that speed, especially, or any speed, really,
if
from
he
that
makes
shot.
it, right?
Yeah, if he makes it.
Right.
Because he overcut it by a piece.
Yes, he did. It's a great point.
And that's one of the biggest things probably when you're a little fatigued, trying to get a little more out of a situation than is really there. And now Pinegar has taken a 5-4 lead in this game.
Yeah, just smooth and steady. Nothing real flashy from Jonathan, but it's not needed at this moment. He's looking at the 8-6, 10 2-rail kick. I don't believe he'll shoot that.
Yeah, if your 9-ball pleasure, Sky Woodward and SVB are playing. And I think you're right. I think we have a lot less players than what I
Than we
thought
think.
just moments ago.
Ooh.
And look at that. Yeah, so it's going to take away that lead and offer a little bit of a cut shot here.
Yeah, we are tied up now, 4 balls apiece. How does Tony recover, Jeremy?
I don't know. Did Alex Pagulayan have a loss? He's out. He's playing now, and he played Federer in the last match. I'm wondering if he came back
Nice
and
hit.
beat Federer. What a hit here! He's going to get a 2-railer with that cue ball speed here on the 10, maybe. No, it's going to run.
It's a good question. Alex actually had me 8-4 last night. I tied it up 8-8. And boy, I broke dry for the first time almost in the match, I believe. I believe I broke dry a couple times, but boy, he made a great out on me. We had a safety battle, and he made a great out on me hill, but he didn't have any losses at that time, and that was late last night.
This ball's spreading nice.
It is, and it's... So we've had a couple swings in the lead here. Chohan leads 5-4 now. After a slight error from Pinegar, rolling, trying to come off the 11, he missed the whole ball. He's protected. He's worried about shooting the 10 and leaving the 6. This is the concern. You don't want to leave a guy like Tony a straight back. So he either wants to hit this hard enough to get it on his side, like so. It's pretty well done, but I think Tony's going to shoot this 6.
Oh, 100%. I think he's supposed to.
And draw into the 11, right?
Yeah.
Wow, he's passing this up. Maybe the 4's got him, Jeremy, and it doesn't look like it in the screen, but it does.
I don't think the 4's got him at all.
So he's passing this up. Must not feel good about it. Well, when Tony's moving shot for shot, you know he wants to win. And he's playing the up-table game. He hasn't shown a lot of impatience here. That's Tony's downside sometimes in money matches. Where I've always said I know he's got a great up-table game, and I've always said I felt like if he played just a little bit more of that up-table game, he could be the best player in the world at times.
I think we have 9 left in the 9-ball. Robert Capito, no losses of Hong Kong playing Alex Pagulayan. Tony Chohan drew Roland Garcia when this match is done.
Okay.
Federer Gorse is a to be determined, along with Jason Shaw. So I'm not sure if that's going to align them or if there maybe are more than 9 that I don't know about. Maybe there's some more matches going from the last round, something like that.
Does Federer have a loss? Oh,
Yeah, he has a loss.
Federer does have a loss.
What was that, by the way?
It's a good question.
Yeah, Shane is playing Skyler.
We are going to take a break. Be right back with you guys. Don't go anywhere. And here comes Jonathan making his way through the crowd.
Yeah, big crowd to watch Skyler and Shane as well.
Yeah, that's a pair to draw to. I've said this a few times on air in the last 6-8 months. I think Skyler is playing, in my opinion, as good as any American. That's just my opinion. That's not a knock on Shane, but I think they're both right there, don't you, Jeremy?
Yeah, he's playing great. And, still like 98% of the crowd behind on the break shot. But with this 9-ball break rule, I think you're right. And I'm looking at it, and besides Tony, I think, it looks like that Skyler and Shane are the last American standing. And this is a heavy American crowd, and they do support their own, that's for sure. They love them all, but wouldn't mind some Americans getting into this 9-ball final.
Yeah, they're definitely biased for USA, and how can you blame them? Had many Filipino contingent finals and things like that. So here goes Pinegar. As you said, Jeremy alluded to this. Is he going to hit this? I think he's going to hit this with a little more pace, which might allow him not to get
Yeah.
To your point, do you hit that with a little more pace, assuring you pocket this ball? I'm kind of surprised. It seemed almost like he did let off of it a hair because he didn't even get right on the bank.
Yeah, a little kick and stick here. He's trying to double bank it into position to just make sure John doesn't think too much about that 10.
Oh, yeah, he did very well there.
And just cross this ball and run it one rail back to the short rail near the spot.
And you want to make sure that cue ball gets all the way down, right?
Yeah. I mean, if you're threatening a scratch, I don't think you worry about it all the way down so much because he shouldn't threaten pocketing a ball at all on this 11. He's looking at the 10. I think this is a super dangerous shot here.
Yeah, isn't he going into the 6, or does he think he's going to split the 6 and 8?
I think if he makes it, he splits them, to be honest with you.
But if you hit it a hair off, right?
Yeah, thin or thick, you could leave a free bank in return.
Maybe he's taking.
Oh, he's hit it super light. This is
Well,
definitely
he's hitting
catching the 6.
Oh, look at it. There it turned.
Wow.
I think he took the heat on missing the 11 last shot, and he was determined to bank that 10.
He was, but he definitely kind of let up on it, though, because he wanted to run the cue ball. Catch a little of the 6 or not, that wasn't ever going to get safe of the 11.
Well, that looked like the pocket to play to now,
Right.
in my opinion.
Okay, cut shot here.
That has to play a little game in Tony's head there.
Yeah, he's got to draw the ball. Oh, he double
banked it. If this has got the speed, it might suck in.
Good speed.
Yes, it was. And we're playing for 3. Pinegar's playing for 3, and Chohan is playing for 3. I like the 2-rail kick, but I really like that shot. Well, it might be a little close to the pocket.
I think it is, yeah.
1 rail it up. He 2-railed it out. Great shot.
I'll tell you what, a huge game here to get on the hill first.
Yeah, and Jeremy, I had a bunch of people asking me who I liked before this match, and I think you and I alluded to it at the beginning. I really think it's almost a pick 'em just because of the situation. And that's the beauty of the Derby. And that's why this tournament is so tough to win.
Now he's looking at an extreme cutback bank on the 11.
Well, you can't shoot this, can you?
I mean,
aren't you going loose? You could scratch behind the 4.
You could scratch behind the 12 if you slide across. I don't think it's going to have enough speed, or you could give up a cut shot here.
Or a bank. He's definitely giving up a bank. It's not an easy bank, but it carries position, and you could play it 2 ways, Jeremy. What do you do here? I don't mind making the 4 here.
Me either. I like going at him anyways if I make them, if I don't. Because you don't make this bank very often. You got to try to use something more than making the bank. Now, he's so close to it, he might not get that movement we're thinking of.
He's hit it well.
That's in.
He has hit it well, yeah, and you made a great point. He was so close to it, I don't think he could have got to the 4. He could have played maybe to cut it thinner, but no point. Now, he's great at this. And he is great at this.
There it is. That's in.
The crowd loved that.
And I'll tell you what, there were some comments about the bed of this felt, and it seems plenty fast to me. I don't know.
Boy, I've played in Arizona my entire senior career, and it's probably some of the quickest equipment in the country because of how dry it is there.
Right.
These tables play faster than they do in Arizona, and I was surprised at that.
Well, Arizona must be a little different than Vegas then. Vegas fast as well.
Well, in Arizona's fast,
yeah.
but these seem faster to me.
Yeah. Well, I hit balls the first few nights, and they late at night, they seemed like they played pretty well.
And maybe I'm exaggerating. Maybe they're pretty comparable. But this 3-railer is playable, or the 1-railer. But what do you play here, Jeremy?
I like the 1 just because I avoid the kiss for sure.
Mm-hmm.
The 3-railer to me, when it's before the side on the new felt, it almost always feels like it wants to go long.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
He can zigzag the cue ball at the 8-4 here.
Just avoid those 2 balls. Yeah, he made sure of that.
Now, he wants this to stay in play. He doesn't want John to be able to put another ball in play here on the spot with the 12 where it's at.
He can pocket that 4, I believe.
He's got him on the 8. Look at that. That's a great camera view.
Oh, that is a great camera view.
I don't know if you can.
ACCUSTATS doing what they do best.
John's got to be careful. He's giving up a few shots from situations you really shouldn't.
Well, Tony will two-rail this if it gets deep enough.
Yeah, it's a little.
No, he's not two-railing that.
No, he'll just cross this at his side and come straight down.
And see, you alluded to something short just a minute ago. Are you concerned about the cue ball as much as the object ball? Sometimes I'm over-concerned about where my cue ball is going here.
Well, the fewer the amount of object balls on the table, it becomes more about the object balls.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
that's what I was always told, that,
Yeah.
you know, you want to make sure the object ball more than the cue ball. Now, hopefully you can do them both, but whenever one's at risk, you got to go a little more object ball towards the end of the game. Because if you get the object ball to play, I mean, it doesn't matter where the cue ball's at, right?
That's right. He's scoring at this, Jeremy.
Well, he better watch it. He's going to cut the 8 thin.
Boy, he's made
like
a great
this.
hit, but
I'll tell you, for a guy that's behind in the game, Tony shouldn't look at this spot shot. This is too dangerous.
yeah, I mean, he made a nice hit there.
He sure did. And hitting it full was the way to go. Really, don't even try to make it.
Yes.
If he hits it any thinner, he cuts the 8 more, and the cue ball comes across even more.
Now, fatigue could play a role in cutting this 4, but like you said, he shouldn't shoot at it, and I think he is.
No, he's passing.
Is he cutting or kicking the 12? Okay.
Yeah.
Well struck too. Well,
Yeah, you gotta make John earn it from here, and I'll tell you, he's going to go at this, I think, as well.
Yeah,
I think he can go into the 8.
especially with the 8 being there. That's the only
Two
reason.
rail on the 4 ain't terrible though,
It's available,
and you can get down below for some kind of cross corner on the 12.
and it's much more free. Even if you get flat to the 12, you can two-rail this 4 and have a little freedom. Is he looking to kick the 8 one rail? I don't think the 8's out enough.
No, that's a sellout there. That cue ball will get turned loose up towards that head spot.
I almost like the 4.
Me too. I like the 2-railer on the 4 with that little high right swinging the ball. I mean, you could just take a stab at making it, but then if your speed's off,
Right.
you get a free bank on the 8, something like that. You got to go high right with the 4 ball here, 2 rails.
High karate. Man.
Well, he's cueing downward, so he's taking a stab at making it. And if he doesn't make it, this isn't even hard enough to get safe.
Well, he played to hit the 8, I think, didn't he? Or did he play to make that?
Well, I mean, if you play to hit the 8, you're giving up a long railer to Tony somehow, right?
Yeah, so he just didn't kill it enough, or
Yeah.
hit it thin enough, or execute it the way he wanted. Speed
Now
was
this
on.
one here, hit it lighter. There you go. You want to get the maximum throw out of the object ball there.
Well, if we remember, this is the game where Pinegar got a couple pretty big rolls, but then he did miss the 11 and take a foul in the mid-game.
A little surprised he double banked the 11 earlier when Tony got going with that cross corner, and then, of course, the 2-railer on the 6. But
Yes.
I can't fault him on it. It just a little surprised me because I thought he could draw out of the scratch cutting at the 11, but
He's looking at the 2-railer again, Jeremy. I think he's got to be a little more cautious this time with the cue ball.
yeah, well, there's no kiss, so if he just doesn't want to add the high right so much, he can just go high with a hair right.
But my point there is that if he doesn't get it close, he could leave a cross corner.
Well, he hit it beautifully.
Holy mackerel.
That's how Efren was hitting him. Really nice hit. I know he did give him a cross corner, but still, it was a really nice hit.
Yeah, he did as good as he could do with that cue ball.
And Tony should shoot at this.
Boy, I don't know.
It's close, actually. This is the type of shot you just got to commit to high inside, and you can't baby it. You just got to come across it, you know? He's going to just move it, I
I
think.
feel like that 12's hampering the inside. Yeah, I like that, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah. That's the part of the game that Tony knows. It's just a matter of how much Tony wants to play it. And the thing about that part of the game is you just can't part-time it. Oh, let me shoot at this shot this time, and then next shot, not like that. You got to kind of continue down that path a little bit.
You got to commit to it a little bit more.
Good shot here.
The kick, right?
Yeah, and it's sitting on the angle to where he can shove the cue ball a little into the 8. He might put a ball on the spot here.
Yeah, and at worst, he could elevate him.
Yeah, he can make it.
He could make it and get a chop on the 12. Be interesting to see what happens here. If he hits this good, like you said, Jeremy, he could pocket this ball, and he could do some damage here.
Yeah, if he's willing to really spin into it.
If you guys play one pocket at home, this is a shot you should practice. Any level can make this shot. And it opened up a lot.
And he's going to have to hope it slows down. Now, he did get a little awkward queuing, and it is awkward, period.
Yes, it is.
I don't know. He may have to go off the 12 thick and just kind of float past the 4 here, banking the 12 across on his side.
He sure isn't looking like he needs to, but I agree.
This cue ball could get lost on this shot right here.
Yeah, if you hit this a hair thin, watch that top right left corner of your screen. Oh, wow. He had great speed. Killed it well.
He's going to get him over the 8. At least. Oh, no, he didn't.
But you couldn't do a lot better than that, could you?
No, that was pretty. He played it conservative, though, which was smart.
Yes, it was.
He decided to play it thicker with a little inside, making sure he comes down the center of the table, and also making sure he gets a hold of John's attention. John has to address the 4.
Absolutely. It's the only way to put it.
He could 2-rail the 8 now. That's what he's looking at, huh?
Well,
He's going to put some heat on Tony, maybe.
yeah, I overlooked the 8. He doesn't have to address the 4 with the 8 being there. If he gets this close, I know I've said this before, but if he gets this close, it is going to put some steam on Tony. And I expect him to get it close.
Yeah, it sits pretty good. He's going to try and shove the cue ball forward a little bit, though, I think. And that's going to maybe make the bank go a hair long to the end rail.
I almost don't mind just planting it right there.
I agree with you totally, because that gets you the object ball much closer or in the pocket.
Yeah, and it threatens Tony more. Nobody wants to shoot that 4 right now for the money. And he did do that, and he's going to pocket this 8.
It came up a little long.
I told a fib.
Now this is again you can go rail first on this shot. It's not terrible if you're worried.
I like that call because of where the 4 is at.
Yeah.
And Jeremy's talking about rail first on the 8, obviously.
Yeah, you got to hit it thin though. That way you don't catch the 4 coming around.
Or the scratch.
Right. Well, the key to this bank here is don't let up.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to overhit it either.
Oh no, he missed the whole ball. Wow.
This is the second rail first shot that he's uncomfortably shot.
Yeah, I think it was the right shot. Just he stood up on it a little quick. He knew he had to probably thought he had to catch it thinner than maybe what he really did.
Yeah.
But what a turn of events here. Pinegar now with 3. He's got a bank. You know, it's a little flat, but I think he shoots this one with some speed to get shape.
To get shape on the 8?
8 or the 11, whichever one. Draw, shove, whatever you like here.
Yeah, he's going all out here. There's no second thoughts besides winning this game.
He's got a shot to break the balls there in game 4.
What a turn of events is right. And Tony has struggled on the rail first. And
Usually it's one of his shots he excels at.
And he has hit it great. He doesn't want to land straight. Yeah, he's okay here, I believe. You know, he could go rail first. I don't know what that gets him.
Well, he could get up to the cut with rail first, but he's going to get an extension here. Such a good 9-ball player. You almost kind of feel he can stun draw out to a cut, maybe above the 11. That's what I kind of feel like, but could be wrong.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a lot of angle. He could rip draw this as well. I mean, you don't figure him to do that, but there's a bank there.
But he could definitely rip draw it. I think he's going to punch out. Oh, he railed first?
Yeah, he got up to that cut I was talking about, and he's going to take that 2-1, that
Oof.
big 2-1 lead.
Oof, oof, oof. That is going to haunt Tony Chohan if he doesn't complete his goal of winning this tournament. And you've got to give credit to where credit's due. The 2-railer on the 8 was struck well by Mr. Pinegar. And Tony struggled with the rail first. I don't know if it's got something to do with the lights, the TV table, or everything all in one. Probably something to do with the last 5 he shot with rail first. And was that in this game?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Yes, it was. Now 2-1. John Pinegar, he will break the balls here in game number 4. So that's the position you want to be in. If you've lost the lag, get yourself 1 break to win the match.
If there's ever been a load of pressure on a player, Tony Chohan's got the weight of the building on him right now. you guys got to think about it, right? Like this man's been wanting to win this tournament for a long time. We know he's won every tournament under the sun, but this is the tournament, if you're a one-pocket player, that you want to win, and he's finally put himself in that position with a ton of hard work this week. And all of a sudden, you whiff a rail first. It's got to be hard on him, and Pinegar is pumped.
Yeah, we'll see. Pinegar's been breaking to that same lower left corner from the breaking end of the table.
Another great thing for the fans is every game in this format, especially in the finals, is massive.
Yeah, a little update. I think it's 6-2 Shane over Skyler. They both are undefeated.
I was watching Shane warm up earlier, Jeremy. Jeez, man. Sometimes I feel like he just, he's so finessey and smooth that I don't see a lot of power out of him. And he was just, man, he was smoking some balls in from funny angles and tough shots, just loosening up. Boy, he just never ceases to amaze me.
Yeah, he likes to warp them in sometimes.
He does.
He'll do it for like 3-4 hours straight sometimes. It's amazing, really. All right, the break shot, huge here. And then, again, we'll see what kind of decision Tony makes if it's a tough break after a pretty big unforced error.
Yeah, following up with the mental capacity to hold tight here, being Tony, is going to be difficult. All the momentum leaning towards the breaker. And he's got the cue ball out in the center more.
Yeah, and again, though, he kind of let up a little bit.
He did let up. He pulled the cue back instead of following through.
Yeah. When you let up, what happens is you don't get that little bounce off the rack to avoid that kiss. You kind of slide down the side of it. And I'll tell you, without a ball on the low rail or balls on the low rail, I don't like the scramble shot on the 113. I always want balls on the low rail to slow something down, right?
Or protect a return bank.
Yeah, this is he just slid down and got the kiss with the 10 and the 12 and 4 there.
Yeah, this is tricky, Jeremy.
Yeah, because the double bank on the 13, you'd like to slide your ball over a little bit, but there's some gaps there. There's the one that may return just in case you don't get the 13 in a good place. He's got to be careful here.
He definitely does. The one's a big problem, I think. Obviously, the gaps with the 15 and 14, you can't come above the 15. I believe it plays, which it does. You really do. He's not shooting it.
This is 15-10, cue ball back of the 13.
Boy, but the speed better be right. The speed better be right. He played for sure to go into the 13 there, which I don't mind.
No, that's much better than trying to get the speed right. I'll tell you though.
Yeah,
it's funny if you're facing Tony Chohan, you're afraid this might, that might have been your last shot. He kick banks this ball in sometimes when it's free and gets shape coming around, right? Might run out.
And if I'm Tony Chohan right now, I'd be afraid.
Yeah.
If he happens to hit this clean, this 10 can pocket.
Yeah. And the funny thing is you don't want to blast it, of course, but the better you hit it with confidence, just seems like anything, the better you hit it, period. The 8 bank? I mean, you can't bank it, but.
No, I don't believe. Well, doesn't look bad.
Hennessy does chalk the cue quite often, huh?
He's elevating, and it's something I don't like to do on this shot. He hit it well.
No, he hit it perfect. Really good. The speed's going to be great. Tony's going to have to make a decision here.
I think he's got a kick and stick draw. I don't think he's got a choice, Jeremy.
Yeah, and I'd be worried about that cue ball turning loose a hair with the 15 there.
I don't even know if he can kick and stick draw.
What about going off the 14 here?
Oof.
I know, but I mean, dang, at least you might clog up the alley here on the bank with the 5 or something.
I think this is it.
Yeah, he's giving up the 15, though.
Hey, what's the 10 going to do?
But still, maybe the 10 will get in the way. Yeah, he's in trouble. I think he's giving up the 15. Maybe not. Maybe the 7's got it cut off. If the 7's got it cut off, I mean, that's not bad, actually. The 10 helped him out pretty good.
Well, let's say the 7 doesn't have him cut off, what would he be concerned about? Anything? Would he be concerned about selling the 4 out?
Well, I think he would draw up into it, but the 7 you can see from the overhead definitely has him cut off. So, He's
Playing
looks
it
like
off
he's
the
going to
10?
move the. Maybe.
And sticking him to the 7?
I think he was looking at.
Kicking behind the 10? I like trying to play this off the 10 if it's available.
Yeah, I thought he was going to draw the low rail and put him behind the 10 off the 15, banking the 15 up on his side up table. It's kind of what I felt like he was going to do. Like
Okay,
that.
well, you felt well.
And he
did well.
Yeah.
I think he's got a kick to the 13 here, Jeremy.
Yeah. He could. I mean, he's got a little room, but he's got to be aware of the 8 now.
But
And the 5-7.
yeah, here's a situation where you're looking to foul. You're trying to hold your tournament life. Oh, you come off the 10.
Ooh, did the 5 get dead? No, it's a little low.
It's close. It is a little low. You almost opened that 7 up.
Sure did.
Hey, Tony doesn't think about those fouls. I didn't mind taking a foul trying to stick him behind that 13, but maybe that wasn't the right shot.
Does he have a free poke at the 1 here? If he draws back a little bit, but, not. You give up a lot of position there, though, but,
Does he recognize it? That might be a shot.
Yeah. Efren would shoot maybe that. Kind of hovering the ball around the 3 and 14.
He's sure acting like he's got something, but I think he's just coming off the 5 here. Or is he coming off the 7? He's doing the same thing as he did before. You better be careful. He did well again.
Yeah, he sure did.
Boy, he's really opening these balls up for his side. Tony needs to be careful.
He better shoot the 10 away is what he better do.
And go way forward.
Yeah, follow through on the 10 and hide the 7.
What is the 8 and 5 doing?
It's way low. It's aimed towards like that coin there.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
He's going to clear him, as a matter of fact. Looks like. Watch out for an 8 off a bad kiss here.
Like off the 13 or 14.
Yeah. 14 and 13 maybe, huh?
You've got to go forward with the 10.
And the 10's the one he keeps putting you behind, and it's a bankable ball, so you can take care of a lot of problems here.
You have to go forward with the 10.
Ooh.
Man.
Not bad. I mean,
Not a fan.
I think Tony would love to get to all the balls up table from here.
Yeah, I agree. But I really liked your shot. I mean, that was risky. The kiss was on, right? You saw that ball coming back down.
Yeah, and any time you have to leave the cue ball out in space, moving a bunch of balls against great players, you don't have to leave much for them to really put you in a terrible, terrible situation.
Well, I mean, he could bank this 10,
And
Jeremy.
going to the 7?
He could. I mean, the 4 is obviously sticking its nose out there for Chohan, but he looks like he's ready to try and win this tournament.
Yeah,
That's what he looks
like.
like.
Was sizing up off the stack for some reason.
Well, you've called that right the last couple of shots, so.
Yeah, but man, that to make one doing that requires some speed. I tell you.
Boy, on the screen, this looks a lot steeper. So maybe he's playing it off the stack and going into the 7. But like you said, he needs speed to get anything moving.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think he's changed his mind.
2
here.
rails. Oh, he's just coming into the pot.
Yeah.
Oh boy,
He changed his mind.
he tied up the 10-7. That's not bad.
Didn't look like he was going to get there, did it?
No, things look bad for Tony. I'm not saying he's in super big jeopardy, but it's going to take him a little while, the way John's got to control this game, to even things out.
You've got to protect from the 4 here. He hates taking fouls. I think I've taken a foul here, 2 rails.
This isn't too bad, though, because he got to open those balls up. But say these get funny, though. I mean,
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Like, sometimes you can. He's had an opportunity or 2 to take fouls and contain position, and instead he's chose to force something. I'm not saying he forced it there, and I don't disagree that that's not bad. I just wish he would look at it a little more here and there. I want to see Tony play the best pool he can play. I haven't seen a lot of Hennessy in tournaments as far as one pocket, but I've watched him this week, and it's been impressive.
Well, if he's confident on the 15, it's not a terrible time to put a little pressure on Tony. But and the reason being is that the way the balls are progressing, Tony's starting to move balls, to where the game's going to lengthen, right? So.
And I would have said Tony was a pretty heavy favorite last game without a couple of massive errors, so I don't know. I think they both might be afraid to shoot at their hole at this moment. Watch out for the 5.
Yeah, now Tony needs to look at the double up with the 15, 1, 13, 5. Can he bank the 7?
Can he
maybe?
bank the 5?
Oh, wow. If he can bank the 5, that's
Yeah.
just about as big a mistake as Tony made last game with the rail first.
Tony's looking at the 7 and 12 like he's going to try and get position there. I'm going to make sure I knock this 5 down first.
Well, the 9-2's not bad. I mean, yeah, he's going off the 2.
Okay.
I don't think he can see the 5.
Yep.
I may have looked at the double up there. I swear, though. I mean, just.
What do you mean by that?
Well, he could have banked the 7, right?
Oh, okay.
Long
okay.
rail.
The
and
double up?
Yeah, the 15, 1, 13, and the 5 wasn't there a second ago. But anyway, and
Got
the
it.
5, they were all doubled up a minute ago. So.
Got it. No, that I see what you're saying. 5 wasn't there. So if he puts him down there below the 15 on a rail, he's gets that 7 close. He could have an advantage from that point.
Yeah, I think it's about gone almost, really, to be honest with you. The ways the balls are up away from his pocket a little bit. There's a lot of gaps. Hard to hide the cue ball any longer unless you're going to go take a foul behind the 4 or something like that. So
we close to an up table game, right?
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Well, look at this, though.
Hit it nice.
Real nice. I'll say the double up's still there, Jeremy.
Yeah, and the 7's still there as well. Now he's got to get all the way over not to give up the 9.
I mean, if you get the 7 close, I don't hate just leaving, testing him.
Yeah, well, I think you could trap him if you get all. I think you got enough angle to get all the way over and use the 4 and all that.
Yeah, he's really hit this fat.
And he's left him a chance on the 9 now, and I think John's going to shoot.
Well, I agree, and he didn't take much time there.
Now, he's got a little too much angle to just easily come one rail for the 2 and try and guard. Probably goes at the 7 because the 12 does go. And he can get a bunch of balls here if he buries this. I mean, the 6 goes, the 2 goes, the 12 goes, the 7 maybe even goes. Now, I wouldn't try to put a ton of spin on this ball trying to get safe from this distance myself.
Yes. So what do you?
Maybe a hair right
Well,
English,
really,
but not a lot.
like you say, you're really just pocketing this ball. I think the cue ball will take care of itself. Yeah, like you say, you don't want to overspin this
I
ball.
wonder why he hit that so fat, knowing he needed to get the cue ball over behind the 15, not to give up the 9.
Yeah, he's feeling it.
Yeah, this is what he does best.
Well, he's feeling it as well.
And the 9 ball covered up the bank on the 2. And I think he got the cue ball high enough anyways.
Well, if you're Chohan, I think you've got to be happy.
Happy is one of the words, for sure.
I like the kick on the 9. I like the kick on the 9. Whether you get there or not, you're kind of forcing these balls up table.
Yeah, or you could shoot the 12, right? And bank it between the 3, 5 and put him underneath the 9 as well.
You can. I just don't want to let him see the 7.
Yeah, I don't know why he didn't come up high with the cue ball there. Maybe a little worried about a 2 ball that I don't think Hennessy would shoot at.
Felt
Jonathan
like he was
Pinegar.
a little steep to come off that ball, but maybe not. I felt like if you kept him flatter, you force Pinegar to go up table. Yeah, I think he's going to keep Tony on the defense now, seeing the whole 7. So that's an error either way you slice it, Jeremy.
Yeah, you try to roll this and tie up the 10-7.
Or I don't mind trying to roll it and just put him on that flat rail over there, like that. But does he have the angle to do that, Jeremy?
Yeah, he may have to stun that to do that, right? Kind of.
On the screen, it looks like he's got the angle, but I think that's a little deceiving. Yeah,
I tell you what, he's got other shots. He can come across the right side of the 7 into the 10 as well. Into the 4 with all those banks covered up, Scott. That's not terrible.
He could pocket a ball doing that.
Yeah.
Oh, that was close to a kiss.
I think I might have shot that shot I was talking about because you're definitely going to hit the 4.
Yes.
You're definitely going to hit the 4 with the 7.
And he could have made the 7.
And everything's covered up. There's like really no way to make banks.
And this is kind of what I alluded to by not taking a foul or kicking at the 9 or playing Jeremy's shot, not getting up there over where the 2 covers the 7. if you don't protect from a 7 that last inning, if you're Chohan, you're now in this predicament, which changes the dynamic of this entire game.
How crazy is the bank on the 1 onto the 3 and up table with the cue ball right here, Scott, with the 5-13-9 the way they are? How crazy is that? I mean, if you felt like you could stun one rail up behind the 15 up to the end rail?
What's wrong with kicking the 9 again, Jeremy?
No, that's good. That's good. I mean, Tony wants the up table game.
He won't kick the 9 now, so he's continuing to show this ball. Now the only ball he's got left.
Well, he's taking his own away.
Right.
Just like when you put a guy underneath the ball after the break by his hole, you want him to clip that ball and put you in the stack because he's moving a ball away from his hole.
It tells me that he hasn't recovered from the last game.
Yeah, if he's not worried about the 6-4, I'll tell you, it might be time to go up table with the cue ball.
Oof, that's danger. I mean, that's great for Hennessy. That's danger for Tony. I like that, Jeremy. I don't think you mess with the 2 railer on a 4. Even if it's available, I think you're crossing the 10. Is he worried about the combo's not on for Tony, correct?
No, he's not worried about that at all.
Yeah, so I like that.
He's looking to stitch him on the 2 railer, but the problem is you a lot of traffic on that 2 railer. I like moving that 10. It's the only ball on his side, John. You can take 100% of the balls away from Tony's side by moving the 10 right here.
Yeah, whether this works out. Yeah, I agree with you totally, Jeremy. And now here we go again for Tony. He's got a 2-rail kick at the 9 or take a foul, in my opinion. You can't afford to move this 10, right?
No.
It's the only thing working for you.
Pretty lucky that he the ball on the spot there, coming on the spot, actually didn't hurt Tony too bad for future reasons. Not a big deal. But
I mean, can he shoot the 12 2 rails out and stick him right there on the 11?
Maybe. Got to have good speed on the 12, though.
He's looking at the 10 again. You've got to take your medicine here and force Pinegar to get these balls up table. You move this 10, and it's just going to get worse unless you come all the way down.
Yeah, but even if it's still going to get worse in a shot or two,
right? This is just no good.
John will find a way to get to the end rail most likely, or get you in the stack. So he'll survey the stack like he's been doing.
Correct. Kind of surprised at the decisions
Yeah, I don't
here.
think you can mess with it now.
What happened?
Well, the 4 got spotted, and he's saying it's too high on the spot. But I think now that Tony's shot, I don't think you can. Now the referee can certainly make that call.
Yeah, it goes where it goes. It's rolling back where it is. So.
I don't think it plays or anything. So.
Well, he's looking to try and see if it's available with the 2 ball, but that's null and void at this point. How do you get him up and out, Jeremy?
Well, he kind of shook his head like the 12-11-4 was a makeable combination or something, but the 8's not bad to go through. You can go through on the 8.
11, 12, 4. Is it available? If it is available, that's fortunate for Tony, but
I don't think it is. I think it overcuts all day.
It looks like the 4 is going high, right?
Yeah. I like the 8 myself. So he's shooting straight through on the 3. That's dangerous. Okay,
Yeah,
the 8's better.
Yeah, and he's done well. He's done really well if he gets that cue ball another couple of inches. Yeah, shoot the 3 and stick. I'm just calling the first thing I see. I know there's more. Could shoot the 4 into the 2 and possibly pocket the 4 and use the 2 to clear.
I don't mind that shot, but the only problem is the 2, if it cuts at all, could stick around off the 9 a little bit. You don't figure it to, but it could.
Hope the 4 doesn't go high. Don't go high like that.
Yes, may have gotten lucky here, but I don't think so. Depends on how John wants to shoot it. It's close to a kiss. Well, they're torn open now.
I believe you might be right, though. I'm looking right at the table.
That's close to a kiss.
It really is. I don't know how you get out of that kiss unless I'm looking at something wrong.
Now, I'll tell you, if he can't shoot the 4, I'd probably remove the 4. Like bank it.
Yeah, and draw up.
Draw up, yeah. 2 rails towards the 6, bank the 4, 2 rails towards like the 6, and draw up into the corner.
I could do this with you all day.
You don't want to. You don't want to leave him the 4 to play off of.
I like that
shot.
And I didn't see that shot. I love that shot. Yeah, he's acting like he can make this.
If he's willing to shoot it with a little speed to where he can stun a little more rather than go forward, I think he's got a shot to make it. But I think he's got a good chance to kiss as well.
It's
a
close.
high ball? He can make it with a high ball?
It's close, and he just realized it's close.
Well, a lot of times, you know, you look at how far the 4 has to run for the cue ball, but as the balls go lower towards the bottom rail, the angles diminish. So you're not going to cut it much.
Well
you know
put.
what I mean? So that distance and difference in distance of the object ball and cue ball path makes sense to beat the kiss. But like I said, as they get across more towards the low rail, you don't cut it as much. So you're not going to get as much cue ball movement.
That's very well put if you guys at home can follow it. Look at this. He sees your shot.
Yeah.
I didn't even see that shot. I guess I might have if I was
you
at
would
the
have
table.
saw that shot. Yeah.
But very well done. Impressed right there. And I hate to bring up spilt milk, but if we look back at where he could have taken a foul or kicking at that 9, right, nice and easy, I think the game is different. Well, I don't think. I know.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy, he may have really gotten lucky here, but he's left a cut on the 12. And those types of shots, especially when you start to jump up on repeated shots, that's definitely some fatigue set in. And
yeah,
you hate to see
tension.
it, but it's part of it, right?
Yeah, absolutely, Jeremy. Fatigue, tension, favored on paper, the pressure, it's all there. He's trying to stun that ball forward. He hit the wrong side of the ball almost.
Yeah.
Just a lot of...
And he could have rolled it. The thing is, without balls on your side up table, most of the times you want to roll that because when you move a bunch of balls, you don't know where they're going.
Yeah.
So without some on your side, you could get screwed right there.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That's an excellent point. You secure the cue ball for sure.
Yeah. All right, big shot here to get started. And I'll tell you that last mistake in the game number 3, that was a big body blow to Tony. You know, that real first mistake. So.
Yeah, you had 2 of them in that game, on the 5 and the 8. This is going to be in the hole.
Oh, on top of the 7, though.
Get a shot on the 3.
He did. Now he can just come across into the 2 ball.
He does own 1. So that might be in his head, right? If he runs into the 2, he does own 1.
Yeah. But I kind of feel like if he gets somewhere around 5, it's going to look like one hell of a mountain for Tony to climb with all the balls up the table.
Right.
I'm not saying he can't do it.
If he's going into the 2, though, and the ball spots up, he might think twice about missing this ball. That's all. Like so. You understand?
Yeah, absolutely. He actually hit it perfect. He actually hit a little on the bottom of it, still held for the 12, the 11, and didn't knock the 2 all the way across. So
yes,
this is going to work out for even more balls.
Yes, he's looking real good right now. I tell you what, when he's at the table, he hasn't wavered, in my opinion, much. He did have time to rest today. He's had some time off this afternoon. I felt like in a previous interview that I just had that it could favor him a little bit.
He got a little funny here.
Yeah, he's kind of 50-50, right?
Yeah.
What do you do, Jeremy? You got to play the 2 because it's more safe, or do you?
Yeah, the 7 doesn't lead towards a ton, anyways. I mean, you could kind of funnily get shape off the 7 in a funny manner with some English or maybe a draw stroke, but I think you got to take the 2 on and then take the bank. He's a good banker. I mean, you'd like to draw your ball here, but.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't fault him for that.
No, he's
playing smart.
Yeah, he can shoot it. He can't roll it necessarily because of the ball in the spot, but he can kind of roll it if he wanted, but you would figure he wanted to come up a little bit with the cue ball, just a little bit.
Just with a pinch of right.
Mm-hmm. The 14 banks as well. It's pretty free from up in the in rail, so, I mean, it doesn't have to really take much risk here. Actually, rolling it might be the way to play it. Now, the more I look at it.
Yeah, the spot ball could protect it if he hangs it up or gets it close.
And the speed's going to be better. right? So you're not going to give a free shot away.
Correct.
And you'll have the 14 better if you roll it in.
I hit it with a little more speed, and that ball's going to come up. And it did come up. So Tony is going to get back at the table, which we assumed, but it's not going to be without a slight deficit.
Yeah, not much.
No.
Not as bad. 3 to
3-0.
0.
Yep, 3-0. If you're Tony, I feel like you've got to be a little bit relieved here. Now he's looking, in my opinion, at the wrong shot. I'm shooting this 9.
Oh, he's trying to go into the 5.
Boy, it looks. I apologize.
Made it perfect. Absolutely perfect.
And that's why I'm up here with you, John. Great shot.
Yeah,
now
another
what?
Tough one. Yeah, he's got to just bear down and knock it in. I don't know if he'll elevate and try to go towards the 9 with the cue ball.
So you have to shoot this, you're saying?
I think so. I think he's supposed to shoot it.
Boy, there's a lot of pressure on this shot. He gets 1, or he could lose the game. Oof,
Good
nice
stroke.
hit.
And he's going to get more than 1, it looks like, if he catches the 8. He did.
Oh,
Still not anything easy. Boy, he got a lot out of that ball.
He sure did. He looked straight to me. You talk about fast. This table is fast. That's going to get there, but where's it going to go? It's not the end of the world, in my opinion.
Well, he's going to tie the score from where he was a moment ago. He was in the electric chair just kind of waiting to see if he got back out of it.
I actually think it's better that it hung for Tony.
Yeah.
Oh, is he cutting at this?
Oh.
I tell you what, on the screen it looks easier than it does in person.
It's not that bad, actually. I think most of the top players would cut this ball in.
Center ball?
Yeah, just straight high. Take your chances coming up and down the table. Or not up and down, up.
I feel like this ball could turn on you a little bit. And if it does, Tony's got that ball hanging, and that's in the back of his mind. I don't know.
Yeah, if he wasn't elevated, he'd definitely cutting this 9 in. I mean, the elevation, I think, is the only thing really slowing him down.
If we could get a different view, I think that 9 might show to the audience that it's a little tougher than it looks on the screen. I don't fault him for that, Jeremy. Like you said, he's elevated, though. If he's not, definitely cutting it. So I totally agree with you in that situation.
Nice shot. You learn to play that rail first like he does. You just get a little more out of it. Not as much worry on giving up a bank.
Versus going straight at it.
Yeah.
I think here you're just supposed to play the 9 above the right side, your right side pocket. And instead of worrying about getting a cue ball on the bottom rail here, don't you get it to the side rail?
Yeah, just roll through, right?
Right. This might be a lack of experience. If he's trying to get it down, there's no need here. You might cause more trouble by leaving it on the side rail. He's fine. He did well. There we're playing for 5 each player with 3.
Tony's just chopping this, right?
I was thinking the same. I think Jonathan has to come off the 5 as much as he doesn't want to. He might be able to come off the 6, but I don't know. That's a little dangerous. You want to keep
I like
that.
the 5. Doesn't have to come all the way back down. He hit it pretty thick.
Yeah, you didn't want to hit it like that, but I wouldn't entertain this 10 ball, that's for sure. Not with the way the 8, 9, and 4 are laying. I don't think it's there, Jeremy. Do you?
No, not at all. I mean, if there was a bunch of double ups and stuff, it'd be one thing, but
You get nothing out of it if you do bank it, so I'm shaving the 10 into the 5. That's nice, too. And the only problem with that is that Jonathan's going to leave him distance.
exactly right. Exactly right. Or you figure him to, anyways.
Yeah. I mean, you just shave this 9 and leave him down there on the rail. Now Tony's coming long distance. I think Tony made a mistake there. Now you got to worry about pocketing a ball. He shouldn't.
Yeah. He should come all the way down here, though. A little heavy.
Yes, it was. Sure, he made sure he didn't scratch on that side.
Yeah, make sure he didn't make one, though, too.
That as well. The 5 isn't playable, yeah. He's got to come off the 6 or the 13, or excuse me, the 6 or the 9. When is it time, Jeremy, to force the issue a little bit and pocket a ball and leave them buried? I mean, it's not available now.
Probably when they get a little more grouped, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
The wedge, to me, is, and when the balls get grouped, is, and I'll mainly also when the balls are on the end rail period, it's just kind of like stay away from the obvious. As far as getting yourself trapped, I mean, it's not. It's hard for a guy to trap you unless you help him, really, or if you continually run the ball. Like if you're not sure, just leave the cue ball on top of the balls for a shot or so instead of running the ball. Sometimes it's a unique kind of game because both ways of playing it come into effect every game pretty much. Sometimes you want to run the cue ball back. Sometimes you want to leave it on top. So it's nothing definite there, but
very well explained.
I think the big question is the wedge. I talked to Nick. I always still like the wedge on my side. I know other people want it on the other side, the person's side, when the wedge goes up.
Yeah, I like it on the opposite, but that's personal preference.
Yeah. Well, the spot shot is the one, but the spot shot to me is the least of my worries.
I get it.
That getting the ball open down the rail is the ones that worry me.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people that debate that, and I think it's personal preference.
Yeah, I don't think there's a right or wrong, to be honest with you.
They've both done well containing these balls. We will be here for a little bit here. You got to be careful coming off the 8 here. At 6, is it playable? I think he's okay coming off the 8. It's thin enough.
Yeah, it's 8-5. Shane Van Boney over Sky Woodward. Looks like both of them have played real well. Looks like right here, for instance. I don't know if I come all the way down here. This is for me. I don't do that. Yeah, this is good. Got to make sure, with the balls on John's side, John might get a kick where he can stick him. He might get anything if you open him up a little bit. So got to be careful in that regard.
I noticed Jonathan's also taking a bite of something, and he's drinking for sure Mountain Dew, from what I can tell. Trying to keep some.
Ooh, what about the 8 off the 13 here?
Yeah.
He didn't leave him enough for the 8. Okay.
He didn't.
No, what about just pushing the 10 open and getting the 10 on your side?
It's okay, too. You got
to be careful, huh?
You don't want Jonathan to be able to push anything down his direction.
Yeah.
There's no time to panic if you're Tony. I don't mind the 10, Jeremy, if you can get it down a little bit.
If the cueing's okay and you can get the 10 over by the side or so. He's looking at crossing it? No way. He's just
Watch your cue.
Yeah, he's coming down table off of it.
I think he's coming. Yeah, good call, but I don't know how good this is going to end up.
Yeah, I mean, he may end up behind the pile here on this long railer.
Yeah, not only that, the 10's going to be close.
You figure it to be.
Yeah, I definitely favor him to bank that 10 towards his side of the table versus that. Jonathan.
Oh, you're talking about Tony's shot, yeah.
Correct. Jonathan is thrilled to have this opportunity. I think he's got to come all the way over with the cue ball, right? Or is the scratch? I mean, there's a scratch there if he overhits it.
Yeah, I think it's sitting just like perfect where if he comes in behind the pile, it'll be just lightly. This is a 9-ball player's bank, just a little straight shooting.
Oh, he's hit it well. I don't know if he's gotten him or not.
Yeah, he hit a little thick to the hole, cost him a couple inches on the cue ball path.
Tony can shoot this 6, I believe, and kick the 10 out.
I think he will. He loves this shot.
Boy, he's not. He looked at it immediately. I know it's laying there, right, Jeremy?
It looks like it. He may have to add a hair left to make sure he gets a thick enough hit on the 6, but well, there we go. There's a scratch there as well. Got to watch out. Be hard luck.
Oh, what a hit.
And he still can't quite stay still.
No, he can't.
He's a 10 to slow down. It didn't agree.
No, it didn't. It's the 13-8 of no.
No, but he can push on these balls a little bit now. He's got a ball on his side. That helps.
Yeah, it wouldn't even kill him to make the 9. That wasn't available.
I thought he would drive through it a little more. Like just put a little more on it, you know. Disrupting balls just a hair more and get him really wedged on the 4, but all good. 8-6 now. Skylar Woodward put one back on his side.
And 4-3 here. 2-1. Pinegar leading 4-3 in the ball count. Favored Chohan.
Uh-oh, scratch.
You better watch out. Oof. Same thing, right, Jeremy? Go
I
up
think
to 4
so.
and don't be afraid to hit it a little.
I think so.
Yeah, I don't see anything.
I think you go rail first on the 4 and keep pushing on with it. And the 5 will kiss over, and I don't think it'd be terrible at all.
Yes. I don't know what you're doing here.
He's just cutting it and running the cue ball.
But then you're taking it out of bank play, right?
Yeah, he's just moving it down.
He didn't do too bad with it, but I don't know if it was the right time to do that.
Yeah, you're taking away a real key ball there that's on your side, and he knew it wasn't makeable, so.
Yeah, there's no protection there. I don't think it was quite time to do that.
Not too much worry here, just a ton of right spin.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Is a side pocket an issue? And it is. Don't believe Tony can backbank this ball. The side pocket is definitely there. So here's the problem, and the problem remains that 10 ball is now an issue for Tony because he took away the only ball that favored him. Oh, wow. Oh, look at this hit. And it's going to come short. Boy, what a great hit that was.
Yeah, now do you cross this over and go into the pile up there to try and have some good things happen here?
I think I would. I think he's going to.
Just cross it with a high ball, maybe. Might need a hair of left English, but not much. You're going to not really play to make it. You're hoping to get the balls tied up a little bit with the cue ball and get a little heat on.
Ooh, I see.
He played it just a little lag speed is all. And sometimes when you don't play a ton of one pocket, which that's not really the case with John. I mean, he's played quite a few tournaments, maybe. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, I mean, he's not like totally naive to the game. That's obvious. He's in the finals. But sometimes when you're pressing a little bit or you're a little worried, you know, going into those balls, you're like, oh, something bad might happen, you know. And he may be able to twist bank this. This is real close.
Is it?
Yeah, I think he can beat the kiss with a good stroke and a lot of left. I think he beats the kiss.
Yeah, and what Jeremy's talking about is crossing this 13 ball, and that cue ball takes a natural path down there below the 8-15. And if he can miss this kiss, it could be big trouble for Tony.
Yeah, this is where you really got to throw it. Allow the throw to really take to beat the kiss. Yeah, really nice.
Yes, it was. He got a little unlucky. Look at that hit.
Yeah, he got real unlucky.
Yeah, he caught the 8 full. If he catches it a hair thinner, Tony's buried.
Tony may do the same here. No, he's just knocking it away, it looks like.
You need to be careful. Nice hit. Oh, nice cue ball as well. Now the 13 is back in a position that can favor Tony.
Yeah, Tony being the one pocket, guru between the two. I still think he doesn't mind playing with just one or two apples open here. You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
That way, he can't get out, but he knows that John can't get out maybe, with John being on the hill and Tony having a 4-3 lead in this game.
Tony's banking abilities, you'd have to favor him a small bit in this position. Playing with a couple balls, so you couldn't fault Jonathan just rolling up on the 4, could you?
Not at all. The only other shot I saw was just like a soft kick on the 10 from the left side, but I mean, you could give up a 2-reeler doing that, I guess.
I think he's 2-reeling, or is he 1-reeling?
This is dangerous.
He went to 1-reeling that ball.
Yeah, and Tony's shooting at this.
Yeah. As Grady says, it's not without peril.
No.
I guess what could he lose? 1 or 2?
Yeah, he's got to roll at this bank. He can get another one, maybe.
It's going to open up, isn't it?
Yeah. I'll tell you what, if he's a little better angle on the 10, he might 2-rail the 10 first. But
I don't like hitting this hard, do you, Jeremy?
Well, goes short easy. Like that.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Goes short easy from that angle.
He has to know that.
And he put a beautiful stroke on the ball. I don't think it was really the stroke. It was just a matter of a possibility of that happening the way he shot it.
Yeah, obviously, probably what happened. He aimed a hair high maybe with that speed.
Yeah. Well, normally the firm one is the one you don't sell on as much, but that one didn't lay right for the firm one. The firm one's usually actually, you want the other angle on the ball. You want more of a cut on the ball.
Yeah, so if you do miss it, you miss it the low side.
And the cue ball's going downward, yeah.
Well, we're back tied up, 4-piece.
Yeah, about 50-50 for this one to be in or over the jaws.
So Pinegar's getting some opportunities. So is Chohan.
Yeah, but Pinegar's had the easier ones, though. You know what I mean? Like, Chohan's had to make some tough shots.
Yes.
Pinegar's getting some that are somewhat cupcakes.
Layups.
Yeah.
This is in. Oh, it's diving.
Really good, though. You follow it in, or you just make it?
What do you do?
Well, I hate to go backwards one and then my opponent get 2 from there with that shot, making that ball. I'd probably just give it to him here and just hold right there.
I think that's what he's doing. Could take a chance in corner hooking him. And he did. And I think what he did there is okay, though, right? I think he actually played that.
Yeah.
If he follows it in, so be it. If I get lucky, I can corner hook him. But
it's the least worthy corner hook in the history of one pocket with about 6 balls to kick at.
Yes. You never know, though, right?
Yeah, of course you never know. Yeah, might the next shot may allow Tony to progress something.
Sure.
Get something going towards his pocket, right? So I don't get cute with it. Trying to hit a particular ball, just maybe go right at the 15, maybe. I don't know. I'd like to kick short on the 4-5. That would be the premium one, but what if you end up too short and you don't get a rail? You foul and put a ball in the spot.
Right. The way the table opens up, I think I'd go at the 5.
Yeah, 5-15, huh?
This looks short, but it's good.
He barely, if he comes underneath that, one goes on the spot. The scores might be reversed. Shane Van Boening did go on to win 9-6, so he is still undefeated, I believe. Skylar Woodward's still in it. now with 1 loss.
It's kind of a shame they had to play each other, but they were going to have to do it sooner or later.
Yeah. And that's the thing about the Derby. They could draw each other again in the next round. All right.
I don't mind kicking this 4 to my hole and trying to pocket the 14.
Yeah. 4's, yeah, no, it sits nice, actually.
Excuse me, kicking the 4 to the other side of the table and trying to pocket the 14.
Right. He's just shaving it, looks like. Oh, no, he shot it. Just trying to get one open on his side.
It's just as good or better because now he doesn't have the spot ball to come off of.
And I think he wedged him on the 5 to where if that ball would have gone in, he couldn't even get to the spot ball.
Wow. Sure looks like it.
Yeah.
That's a great shot. You better watch this hit. And he's got to come off of it this way, right, or no?
No, he's going to shoot there at the 8. Wow, where's Ed Liddell at?
Ooh. I guess it was okay, but this could get him in more trouble. I don't think that's the right play. I think I'm coming off the 5 and coming down here and giving Tony the bank.
Dodge 1 bank, right?
Yes, dodge 1 bank. Tony wants that to go in. Where is oh, there's Ed. He's hiding from us, Jeremy. He's down there.
Got to get the cue ball to the rail here. The 5 won't get there.
Hennessy felt that when he's like, you know what, I'm not going to play that game any longer. I'm going to let him shoot this bank and hopefully get away from it. Tony's going to pass the 4 up and play the 5.
This cue ball might come out.
The 9 could come out. Anything could happen here.
Not bad, though, really. I mean...
No, actually, I agree.
Yeah, not bad. He was a little worried. That's why he took a little speed off. That's why it overthrew a little bit, but that's okay. It's not terrible.
Yeah, that might be better, actually, than just pocketing the 4.
Hennessy better leave the 5 alone, maybe. I don't know. If you shoot the 5 to get the cue ball downward, you're going to lose the 5 and not keep it on your side, right?
Yeah, but I'm not doing this.
Me either. I'm taking the 14 away, maybe.
Absolutely. He's got room to do it. He's not elevated.
Yeah.
He's not thinking here. Maybe he thinks he's down 4 to 5. Yeah, if he pockets this 8, that shows an experience a little bit. But maybe he's bluffing. He's figuring it out. Just as soon as I say that, I don't know what his rhyme or reason is to this shot. He's probably got one, but I don't know it. Tony can ticky him under the 9, right?
Yeah, and their balls are going to be coming down, it looks like to me. We'll see.
You don't have to force anything.
Tony could
here,
2-rail
right?
the 15, 1, 2, and draw the ball 1 rail underneath the 9.
Is it there?
I think it is.
Well, if it's there, then that's definitely the shot. Otherwise, I'd just graze the 9.
I might graze the 9 anyways.
Yeah.
So, but I think he can get at the 15, though, with draw stroke. He may not be able to bury the cue ball 1 rail underneath the 9, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think he can bank it 2 rails.
And at worst, open those 2 balls up.
On the spot.
Right. I mean, I don't know which one's more valuable.
Let me ask you something. Would you move the 9 over a little and come on the 15, or just hold him on the 9 like here? Yeah.
I think that's good, but there could be a good escape here for Jonathan. I'm not sure.
Running off his left side of the 9.
Right.
Boy, he has to take that extension off a lot. Like every shot.
Luckily, it's a quick release.
Yeah. So I think maybe on the lighter shots he takes the extension off. And 9 ball, a lot of the guys will take it off when they're swerving the ball or on the rail, something like that.
Good hit.
Yeah, it looks like Tony can do the same.
Yeah, they're fighting right now to wedge that cue ball freeze. If they can do that, the first one wins to that point as far as the foul.
I don't think Ed realizes it doesn't matter if it's touching the 9 or not, just as long as it's not touching the rail.
I'm kind of curious as to why refs. That's a foul.
Yeah.
Tony didn't put any effort into that. Or is that good?
It looked like he fouled.
I shouldn't be calling that from up here.
I didn't think the cue ball got to the rail.
Ed didn't see it, and Hennessy contested it, and Tony admitted. my point to that was I don't understand why they don't use slow motion on your cell phone in these hits. I just think that, I mean, you cannot go wrong doing that. But I do get the point of having a ref, and Ed is great. But in these situations, it's even a tough position for the ref at times. Yeah, that was a big mistake from Tony, right? This caused that.
Yeah. He's froze to the rail, I think, but as he froze to the 9 as well. That's where he has to get to another rail.
Froze is what they were working for, and that's kind of what I called Jeremy. But you didn't want to get there by taking an immediate foul beforehand, because now he's got a real good chance of being on 2. You don't want to be on 2 for all your nuggets in the final of the Derby City Classic. What is he thinking? Be careful the scratch here.
So the 9 must not have been froze to the cue ball.
Got it.
It's the only way that's a legal hit. The rules are these days, if the cue ball is froze to the rail and then the cue ball's froze to the object ball,
you got to get another.
Yeah, to another rail.
Yeah.
I think it's actually no, I guess it would be the same the other way around. Maybe. I don't know. What if you're froze on top of a object ball that's froze to the rail?
That's a good point.
Well, obviously the object ball has to get a different rail, but what about the cue ball? Can you just slide off the cue ball to that same rail? I guess you could, huh?
Yeah, they don't call that as a dead rail.
Yeah. Okay, banking this 9 across to the side rail, would be some help for Jonathan if he could really contain the cue ball. It's a dangerous little shot. But.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all. Pinegar with 5 balls, Chohan with 3 now.
So he's going to cut it a little bit, go the rail. Now, he really opened the cue ball up quite a bit, but still not terrible.
I like the shot. Yeah, I don't mind that shot at all.
No. And this is, go ahead.
The 15 stops the 3-railer on the 9. The 4, you don't want to 2-rail the 9 here. You could 2-rail it and play it short, but
it depends, If you don't mind the balls going all the way up table again, you can just take the 9 away. If you want them to stay down there, you just come across the 9 lightly.
I just didn't feel like.
Yeah, I don't think that's the shot. But.
Yeah, he went back another ball, and we know Tony doesn't like to foul. So maybe in his mindset, there's a little panic setting in. You never know. Jonathan, I know he's not panicking. He's got all night. You better protect that 4, though. And the 5.
Great cue ball.
Excellent.
Opened up the rail a little bit and did let him maybe see the 4. We'll see.
Oof, yeah.
What about the 9? Now, the 9, you don't have to play like cutting it to your hole. Just play it back down, right?
It can't scratch through the 15?
I mean, it could.
Too thin.
I don't like its chances.
I don't know if you could sell it. Oh,
he hit it beautifully.
Look at this hit.
He hit it beautifully.
See, these are the banks that he can come with. And if you play him enough, you will realize that this isn't luck. This is literally, he's so consistent with those off banks from distance.
He's in a bad spot here. I don't think I'd like to open these balls.
I don't know if he's got a choice, does he, Jay?
Well, I don't know. It looks a little backwards, but I mean, you could cut the 4 in the pocket and come 2 rails below those the spot balls. You know what I mean? Like, this is dangerous right here, man.
He's quite a bit above that 4, though,
What
Jay.
about the 5-ball bank? I mean, the guy might stun that bank right on in. I guess it's pretty tough.
Yeah, he pocketed the 15 at the same time, which we probably both overlooked.
Well, yeah, that covers up that cross corner probably anyways.
So it turned out okay.
Did he hide the 6? If he hid the 6, this is
It looks like he did. He could come off these balls.
Yeah, with nothing on your side, though, that's...
This game has changed.
Treacherous.
Pinegar leading 5-4.
He must be able to see the 6.
Yeah, if he's elevating.
Yeah, that's a bunch of times he's let up on the downswing.
And he has let up there, right?
Yeah, that's the only way that happens. It happened earlier with the bank that he sold out on, but he made it. I don't know if you remember or not. Didn't get the cue ball across. Mary caught the 6 ball right here.
Yes.
On the side rail.
If you're Tony, you take a couple extra seconds here, in my opinion. Just regroup and make sure that you're going to get on this ball. Well, he made sure.
He's going to have to make a nice shot here one way or another. Now, he can go one rail calmly into the balls. And it's very hard to sell out doing so.
I think it's natural. I don't
Drawing
think
the ball, it is.
Yeah, but I think it's missable that way. I don't think he's going to shoot it.
Yeah. Now what, though?
He's going to double bank this, but it rolls. It's got that uplift. You really want to be careful when your opponent's playing for 3.
Yeah, they're right there.
Yes, this could be a poor decision, or it could look like a genius. And to me, he's looking like a genius.
He hit it beautifully. Watch it kind of guide upward right there.
Yeah, he really did hit that well.
He's going to have to kick long rail at this, I think.
We got a ball game, Jeremy.
Yeah, Tony's going to get to where he needs 1 if John is successful to making this ball for him.
And to your point, John has decelerated a couple times in this match, and it's been clear when he's done it.
Well, we talk about it all the time. When you don't pause at the cue ball, right, before the last swing, when your strokes are just continuous into the backswing, you can get a little quick on that back, almost like a windup.
Yes.
And then that's the only way you could really ever decel when you're calm back, not slow, but just calm.
Look at this.
Wow, he's lucky to get a ball there. It's going to cost him this game, but why did he kick hard? He was trying to get it out. I mean, it wasn't that far out of the game, only needing 3. No. And 2 of them in play, right? But,
yeah, I don't know. He surprised me there. He's been pretty solid in his decisions. Yeah, it's
there for the big right hander.
Yeah, it's all you wanted.
Now spin this ball. Don't go up into them balls.
I like what you were discussing with the deceleration and the pause.
Well, the thing is, the only way you ever decel, besides nerves being through the roof high, right? Besides, like, you can't really stay still kind of thing. The only way you decel is when you get quick going back. Really, if you're calm coming back, you never want to go real slow or coming forward. So
it's just a slight pause, right?
Yeah, and you do it. You got a slight pause at the cue ball. There's only a few that don't. Mika, Jason Shaw, for the great players, I mean, Hennessy.
They get away with it.
We talked about Efren's earlier. His is unique. He takes a pause and then he pumps. Oh yeah.
He's got the pause.
Oh yeah. Yeah, very, very few top players don't pause at the front. You know.
Can he jump? What's he doing here, Jeremy? Jump.
Masse, jump. That's not.
You're not
legal.
allowed to do that, so that's a loss of game. Correct?
Yeah, but Ed shouldn't act like that. Ed, you just got to say loss of game. So. And John knows the rule. This is the 14th round.
John is acting like he doesn't know the rule. What if we can get a camera on Hennessy?
2 apiece. Looks like Tony's going to take a timeout. And we will too. We'll be right back.
Here we go. And I'm not surprised. 1 game for all of it. The title, 2023 Derby City Classic 1 Pocket Champion. Tony has already broken the balls, and it's go time.
Yeah, no wonder. For 13, what a huge ball this ball's gotten here. I'll tell you. I don't think he can get at the 6. The 13's the issue, Scott. So you got to deal with that 13, I think.
Yeah, and dealing with that in such a way could cause issues because you could catch the kiss on the bottom end of it. I mean, you could. It's coming back that way, but I see issues that route. I know I've turned very conservative in my old age, and I don't like to refer to my game when commentating, but I wouldn't even have. You don't want to make this ball, I guess, do you?
What, the 13 for?
Yeah.
I don't mind that at all. This is what he's looking at, sticking him, though.
It's coming.
Yeah,
It's
he's
coming
left him a
up.
cut on the 6, I think. It's real close, the 6 is. And he doesn't seem to.
He's got to spin it, though, I believe.
Yeah, no,
Jeremy.
but I mean, it's pretty close to the pocket.
Actually, I don't know if he does have to spin it.
Well, if he doesn't have to spin it, he might be spinning it with inside, coming around for shape.
Right.
I don't know. I might simplify this. Not inside.
Yeah, just cut it and make it.
Yeah.
Don't scratch off the 13 is what he's got to be thinking. Oh, no, not off the 10.
No, he got.
Shoo.
He got okay.
He got fortunate, though.
Now, can he bank this and follow into the edge of the 13?
Oh, I love that.
Long rail.
Well, boy, do you have the heart to do it, Hill. I love that shot, but it looks
What about the 5-11?
high to me, but is it
Yeah,
going
it's
off the
actually
8?
pretty decent. No, it's not going off the 8,
Well,
but
then, can you play the 10 into it?
maybe. I kind of like that's what he's looking at, the 5-11. He's got to shoot it hard and cut it up into the 3 a little bit. I think it's dead as dead is what I think. If he plays it into the 3, I don't think he can miss the 11.
And then what, draw back for the 13? Or what are you doing with the cue ball here? I mean, if it doesn't go,
well, I mean,
you're opening the balls up.
Well, if you think it's not going, you can't shoot it. But I mean, I think it's like it's gone if he shoots it, is what I feel like. Now it depends on how he shoots it. But if he shoots it up into that 3, I don't see him missing it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you're right, and I agree. If I feel like I'm making this ball, I'm shooting it. But at the same time, man,
He's got options.
yeah, this is early in the Hill game. You don't want to open everything up and not be 100% that this combination goes, or you could lose the tournament on it.
I kind of feel like he thinks he's going to get the cue ball safe. I think he makes
That's what
this.
I was wondering.
Yeah, I didn't think it
Well, he
missed.
played position.
I didn't think it ever missed, really, to be honest
Well,
with you.
he better slow it down.
And he's all right. He can cannon 2 rails into the 10 here, cutting the 15.
And do you spin this?
Well, whatever to get by the 2. And I
come
think you
tight,
want to
though?
spin
Yeah,
2
to
rails
come
into the
tight.
10, yeah. But not inside 10.
No, outside.
Yeah, just remember, you're not missing this, so don't play so safe.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
nice.
he did miss it. Wow.
Did he
Wow,
get
I jinxed him.
fortunate?
No, he can. Well, yeah, he did. The 5 cuts, though. The 5 cuts, it's not easy.
Oh, he's probably going.
Well, the only chance he has to really have a future here is go into the 13-10 or play a 13-10 combo afterwards. He cannot get a piece of the stack, I don't think, anyways.
We have drama.
Maybe the edge of the 14?
Drama in Southern Indiana. Would you have it any other way? I like cutting it, though, Jeremy, I think.
I don't know what else he really has. He has a long rail kick he can certainly play. That's probably the shot I'm playing is the long rail
He
kick.
can't pocket the 14 with a little left. I think he
14?
can. I mean, the 15. I think
Oh,
he
if he can.
pocket
Oh,
it.
if he can make it, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just give it to him. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I don't like leaving Tony this. Well, that's not on.
No,
so
it's not on. This is looking like Tony taking a lead with the balls going up table to me. That's what this looks like.
Something tells me this game is a long ways from over. You got to be careful here because there's a kick on that 2-9.
Yeah, I wonder if I come back to
I
the
might.
middle of the end rail, or not middle, but like, to where he doesn't have as much of that kick, a good angle on that kick. Yeah, that's okay. That's good.
I think the 14 protects it, but I don't know that he even sees it. I think.
Well, this is where you can kick mildly, though.
Right.
You know what I mean? You don't have to
Right.
kick hard at all.
Right. But it's the 14 will still hold it if you catch the top side of the 2, right?
Yeah, for sure.
That's why you kick mildly. Instead, he's electing to take the 13 out and stick him up in, but I don't know if that's going to.
That doesn't do much for you.
No. The 2-9 might be on.
And watch out for the 1 coming back at you. The twister with he can draw into the good side of the 13 here.
Mr. Twister.
Yeah, but it's not that bad, believe it or not. I mean, look at the overhead here. That'll show you that
Yes.
it's not that bad, really. It twists pretty perfectly back at the hole. Nothing banks.
There's no reason to force anything, though,
No,
if it's
true
not
that,
there.
true that. He's
I
gonna
like this play.
remove a couple balls and draw back.
Yeah, I like that play. I mean,
I don't know. The once it's pretty good.
you think you can twist it? Yeah,
Oh,
you can,
easily,
you can,
easily.
But what do you get if you make it? The
Well, you
14,
get on
though?
the 14. I think he can trap him with it, to be honest with you.
Where are you playing the cue ball?
I think he can draw to the bottom edge of the 13 at the least.
I didn't mind that at all.
No. This is playing for a long game.
Yeah, and I mean, Yeah, there's a lot of tension going on out there. I can feel it in my bones.
And now Hennessy needs to just play the ball, the 5, back onto the 1 and drop him down. Get some balls on his side. He could still kick that 2 if he wanted.
Yeah, you just want to catch the lower end of that deuce now.
Yeah,
I like it from the bottom end of the table more than I do the top.
absolutely.
Ooh, I like the way he played that. That was really nice. I think Tony's got to play the 14 and stick.
Yeah.
If he can elevate him, that's even better
You got to watch out for.
for the bank.
Yeah.
But if he can elevate him, then that would be great.
How bad would it be to pocket the 14? Nah, I guess you can't. That's a little much to draw the ball that much. I like this right here. Take the foul.
He's not looking at taking the
I
foul.
know.
That's not what Tony does.
I'd probably be rolling out to the end rail here, though. Those 3 balls I have, there ain't much difference in having 2.
Why can't you just look at the overhead, Jeremy?
And just
here?
stick 'em?
Look at and just stick him. He's going to be elevated on the bank.
I think that's the best shot myself.
I agree. I'm always
taking
in it.
the
I'm
Tony. I think is an advantage. You know,
I fully agree. I'm always in it for that. He's had multiple opportunities this match, and I didn't expect him to do it there, but he's fully aware of what's at stake.
he's got to spot a ball. Ed does.
Why?
Tony took a foul.
Oh, I apologize.
I'm not sure what they're looking at here exactly. Or
Did he
surveying.
move a ball? He must have moved a ball as he took the foul. Oof. Well, it wasn't there. It was nowhere near there. I don't believe, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Was it front?
I don't think you'll see John kicking at anything, anyways.
But if he moves the 4 back to the 8 frozen, then that would be another foul, because that means he moved 2 or more. Oh, man. Jonathan trying to get the most out of this.
But you're not. That's not how it's supposed to go down.
No, it's not.
You're supposed to put it back where you thought it was, not where you want it, or leave it where it was.
I agree.
You can't be sitting there and inspecting it as someone's moving it and saying,
And then
I like it a little more this way or a little more that way. That's not how the rule is stated.
Then Ed is asking Tony if he thinks it goes on the spot. Ed needs to just spot the ball where Ed thinks the ball goes. It's best to keep the players out of that situation, but so far so good. I don't think there's any issues here. It's been a long week for everybody, and Ed does a great job. Ken Schumann, everybody at ACCUSTATS. It's a lot of work.
It looks like off the 9 pushes a lot of balls to John's side, pushes a few to Tony's side as well. But that's okay.
Yeah.
As long as you got some threats.
Yeah, no damage. No damage.
Oh, man, the 8 off the 15 almost plays. If the 3 wasn't there, I bet he would play it. Now, he's in that mode now of just let's make it a long game.
Yeah, he knows what the value is. He's gotten this far. He said, let's play. But I didn't mind that shot.
No, it wasn't laying too bad.
No, it wasn't.
If the 3 wasn't there, I think he shoots it because he can go forward with the cue ball and not surrender a bank on the 2 or anything like that. But
Yeah, well done. Yeah, well done.
I don't want these to tie up
No,
over
he
here.
doesn't.
So he did a little bit.
Yeah, that's going to be a problem possibly in the future. 9 into the 15.
Yeah.
A little weak. It's
A little
okay.
light with the cue ball.
He's going to be the last man standing, meaning he's coming off that bottom rail first without anything near to go to, which can pose problems. That's why it's important to get that ball on the rail, speaking of the cue ball, if there's only a bare ball close to you. Because now Tony's going to be the last one, as you see. And Hennessy has done a great job with that. What do you do, Jeremy? You roll the 8 to the 3?
Yeah. I mean, how bad is the 2, crossing the 2? Is it bad?
Well,
Is
I
it
just
like
feel
that dangerous to come between the 15-8 one ring?
I would be scared to death to shoot it in this position, just in case you catch it thick and catch the 15, or catch it thin and run into the 8, but it's not terrible.
Straight English, I think it's okay.
Center high.
Yeah, just straight high.
That's
Just
what he's
don't let
doing.
up. That's the main thing here is don't let up. That's whenever you really have the problems. Yeah, that's a good stroke. Good stroke.
Eh. Okay, he's covered him on the 2, right?
Yeah, done pretty well there. And I'll tell you what, if he gets it all the way to the end rail there,
That's trouble for Jonathan.
yeah, John may have to roll on his own 8 ball there, and who knows how things start to develop from there. But
Well struck.
watch out, 2 ball. I don't think he can shoot at it. But the 8's not really playable from a lot of places, so it's more worries about the 1, 5, 7, all that.
What do you do? Come off the 7?
Who knows with Tony? He might kick the 15, 14 right here and bury him underneath the 9. I doubt that, but,
No.
I'd probably just move all 3 of these balls myself.
I feel like they're both in defense mode right now, making this game last as long as they can until the first one makes an error.
Well, Tony's got to like, though, that, there are guys that run a lot of balls when they're up table, but it's hard to do. So I think he's got to like him being up table with a little lead. Keeps Hennessy's strength away. I thought he might kick something.
Look at what you said. Look at what you said.
Yeah. Well, he just gets a good touch for those shots,
Well,
right? So-
yeah, and to your point, look at the 8, right? Jonathan wasn't doing anything from there. If Tony hits it halfway decent, boy, he's so good at that.
Yeah, go ahead and shoot this one now.
Okay, but play it long.
Oh, he played it light. Why did he do that?
Well, he was elevated over the 13. I don't know if that matters.
I still thought he'd pop it a little bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Especially because it laid good to pop it.
Yeah, he's just come short with it 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
I think he was apprehensive.
This is treacherous. I don't know if he can go with a high ball. This is similar to the one earlier that Tony fooled me on, but
It looks good on the screen, but in person it's not as easy.
I didn't think he had any chance
No.
to hit it that easy, especially. Because if you hit it that easy coming across with a high ball, you're going to scratch.
Yeah, you had to
Right?
you had to pinch that with some type of low, right?
Yeah, maybe just a little below center, not really drawing it,
with
just
maybe a
stun
touch of-
across it, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And stun makes it throw like you want anyways.
Correct.
All right, get in position on the 1 probably.
Oh, he hit it well.
Very
he hit
well.
it well. He's feeling the juice now.
He's got 4.
Playing
4?
for 4.
No, 3. He's got 3 because he took a foul earlier, right? So
That's correct.
I think he's got 4 actually.
This is Drano.
Yeah, there's only 9 on the table, so he's got to have.
5. Oh no, if he's got 9 on the table, he's
There's
got
9
6.
on the table, correct?
He can't have 6.
Oh, there's 10 on the table. Excuse me. He's got 5.
Correct. He's looking to double bank this 12 and
Yeah.
suck into the 9. I don't think there's much
Absolutely.
danger there.
And his ball speed is usually really good here. Thing is, he can't let the cue ball keep crawling through the 9.
Yeah, I don't
you know
think
what I
the
mean?
10 really passes, though. I don't think it's
No,
actually...
but he'll open them anyways. So he played it with less draw. Watch this ball come up just a
Really?
hair right there.
It actually turned down a little bit, in my opinion. But boy, what a little exhibition Mr. Chohan's played. And all that started from the kick on the 2, right, Jeremy?
Oh, yeah. You got a little help from John with that bank on the 8. He double kissed the 8, right?
Yeah, but I mean, it put him in the position to
He
get
double
that.
kiss this if you don't watch it. Yeah,
And
like
he did,
that.
and this might go in.
Yeah.
I believe he can cut this 3, but it's not.
And billiard the 12. What do you mean?
Yeah,
It's laying perfect to cut the 3, kiss the 12 towards your hole right in the face. Because all these cuts, remember, the cue ball wants to chase the 3 kind of towards the hole when it comes off the side rail, you know?
I agree. I think your speed's got to be right here, though. You don't want to underhit this or overhit this and leave 2 or 3 balls to get Hennessy back in this game. If you're Chohan.
No, I think he
Oh,
kicked
he's
it
hit
perfect,
it great.
though.
He's hit it great.
I thought it was going to
laid
be nice.
perfect.
Yeah. Beauty there. The big man's got a big touch, I'll tell you that.
But what do? He is flat on this.
You got to cut at it. I mean,
You do.
yeah, you got to cut at it. Even if you want to ease it, as long as you trust the
I
table
think he
enough.
double banks this.
With the table the way it is? Really? Wow. Wow.
It's going to look at this ball.
Yeah, it's going to go up right there. But still, he's got to love his position. 6-0.
6-0, and Jonathan's wiping sweat off of his brow, and I understand. Is this kissing?
No.
Nice hit.
No, he's going to give up a shot on the 7.
He's fortunate. Tony's fortunate the 13 didn't drop. Eases the pressure on this shot, correct?
Oh, yeah.
But the 12 didn't even get where he has to make it if Tony hangs this up.
I'd concentrate on the 7 myself.
Yes, just drain it or hang
Yeah,
it.
because you don't want to come across for anything like the 4 or any of that stuff, like make a mistake there, right?
Yes, at worst, hang this ball.
Yeah, you don't want. I just float it as best I can,
Right.
one way or another.
He's putting some inside
He's
on
getting
it.
shape with the 15 there.
It's
in.
It's in. What's he playing for?
1 ball, the 10 down the rail. And you could tell in the semifinal this crowd was pulling for Efren, just why not? But you can tell now.
Playing for 1.
Why would he shoot the 9? The 10 went.
The 10 did go, didn't it?
I thought it went. Maybe not. I would have to be. Maybe I was fooled there, but I thought the 10 went.
We can be fooled. We're allowed.
Okay, time to get aggressive here if you're
Boy.
Mr. Pinegar.
After all of that, I don't know that this shot's easy.
Right? Especially to float it any kind of way, right?
No doubt. You've got to muscle this in.
Turn it loose a little bit, the cue ball.
Yeah, easy. This isn't going to roll off. I mean, you do have to firm this ball. You can't roll it. I don't believe. Yeah, it's in the pocket more than I think from the overhead, but I'm not rolling this ball. I'm taking my medicine, making sure this goes down. Yeah, nicely struck. I don't know what he's going to get. He's going to get a cross
good
bank out of
cross
it.
corner, I think.
And he might be able to come down behind the 10, but I don't know if he wasn't going to take that chance. But in this point...
Can he hit outside on this?
Oh, yeah.
Well, then come behind the 4.
The Brumback heavy hit.
Yeah, that's what I like shooting it that way if it's possible anyways. I make it more often like that.
He could. Oh, yeah, it opens the pocket up.
Yeah.
He's overcut it, or it's
Hit
in.
it nice.
He's inside English. Well, I'd like to go back and see if that 10 went.
Yeah, I was almost 100%.
I thought automatically it went as well. I was taking a video behind the screen, Jeremy, and so I thought Tony was shooting the 10 for sure, and then I saw the 9 going.
Yeah, just got a message from a friend that, of course, many of them sweating it. The 10 didn't go.
Okay. Well, we have...
Tony's not that tired where he missed that one.
Yeah, Tony seems to be pretty dialed right now. He's smelling that W.
Watch out, cue ball, cross side.
And watch out the cross bank. This cross bank is a forte of Tony's. The scratch is not available. This could be for the W.
Yeah, this is just high with a lot of right. You don't want to put any low on this. You want to go at the 10 with the cue ball.
Tony,
if you're going to bank it.
Tony playing for 1, Jeremy.
See how the stroke's holding up. Gets a lot of kick on the ball here.
This is going to be close. This is close.
Ladies and gentlemen, T-Rex Tony Chohan will be forever in the rafters here at the Dirty City Classic with the 2023 one-pocket title. And still in the 9-ball, by the way. Hats off to him.
This is a win he's wanted forever, Jeremy.
Yeah, hats off to the other man that finished second, Jonathan Pinegar. A little surprised, but not too much. He's such a grinder, and he played great all week. Tony giving fist bumps all the way around. Like I said, I think everyone was in there for Tony a little bit after Efren got put out.
Yeah, congratulations to Tony. I mean, he's wanted it bad, and like you said, Jeremy, great job to Jonathan Pinegar. He's grinded all
Familiarity
over.
with the rule
Yeah, he
change
put
from
himself in a
last year
spot
on
to
that
win,
last
John
ball.
did, and it just didn't happen. But for ACCUSTATS, that's the 2023 one-pocket division final. Tony Chohan's your champion. Still in the 9-ball, and more 9-ball to come for Scott Frost.
Yeah, looking for the all-around, right?
Yeah, ACCUSTATS. I'm Jeremy Jones, and see you in a minute.
Adding one more title to your repertoire as Mr. One Pocket of the 2000s here. Alex might have something to say about that, but you know, it's your time, your moment right now. Once again, you had a good hold on the 2 racks ago. You missed ball, sent a couple balls over to Jonathan's pocket and gave that game away. What were you thinking at that time, and what did it take exactly to dig down deep and bring it back up to Hill and capitalize on his mistake?
I mean, to tell you the truth, I just caught a second win. I mean, he had a couple chances to get out, and he didn't capitalize, and I just was, he left me lingering around, and I got a chance, I definitely think he should have won, but it just so happened pool gods were with me this time, so I did get it this time.
Yep. You definitely dug deep and held in there. It's unfortunate that the one rack, when you try to get the ball out of your pocket, the rule change from last year came into play here. He was unaware. Players, you got to read the rules. Be aware of it. It's ownership on him. Unfortunate that it went that way, but that allowed you to get in that final Hill match. And congratulations to you.
Thank you.
At this time, I'd like to bring out Mr. Steve McDonald of Diamond to present the check.
Tony, want to congratulate you and present this on behalf of Diamond Billiard Products, all our sponsors, Simonis Cloth, Aramuth Pool Balls, Master Chalk, and the AccuRack by Outsville. Congratulations. We have a check for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the champ is here.